Yes, it's a new day. Yes, it is. Chase and Big Joe, new time, new energy, same goofiness. Dr. Cray, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos. He is Big Joe Dubin. I am Chase McCabe. What is going on?
I don't know what to do with my hands. I had all this free time this morning. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I know.
So we're here. We're rolling.
To talk to Jill?
Talk to who?
Jill.
What?
Does she have a friend named Jill?
Huh?
Know the joke, Joe?
I don't know. That one kind of went over my head too.
Yeah. My hands? From Ricky? I'm so
Never
lost.
mind.
Never
mind.
It's gone now. It's over. But that's okay. You tried.
Stick to producing, as they say.
Folks, I promise that it won't be like that actually it probably will.
But it probably will. Oh,
just remember this. Whether you like it or you don't like it, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today.
Who is that from?
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Okay.
My nature boy.
All right. Well, so we're excited. Noon to 3. So we'll have fun. We'll get you going. Thanks to Jake and Paul. And then we'll lead you into DVD this afternoon. So a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, no, I am excited about it. John McClain going to join us today at 2. His new weekly spot with us will be 2:00 on Mondays. So we'll have some reaction when the NFL season starts. Looking forward to having John on. And on Tuesdays at 1, a old friend reuniting with us, Tim Hasselbeck, former NFL quarterback and the head coach at Innsworth.
Oh, that's
so
great.
we got Timmy, but DVD moving to afternoons. I'll have Trevor Maddich, and so you'll hear a lot of the same guests. So
yeah, that's great.
It'll be
man.
good. It'll be good.
Oh, Tim Hasselbeck. Yeah, that's we started with him back in 2011 on this station, and then he's still here, which tells you something, man. We're still here. I guess that's what it tells you.
We are. 615-737-1025. That is our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. You can always call or text, weigh in on anything that we are talking about. And guess what? It is game week. The Tennessee Titans play a game this week, a preseason game.
It's crazy because now a lot of eyeballs because what are they going to do with Cam Ward? And I'm sure they'll be asked, Callahan will be asked about Cam Ward on Wednesday and Thursday, how much he's going to play. I want to see a whole half from this guy. I don't want to see one series or two series. I want to see a whole half. Get him out there he might get injured. He might get injured stepping on the bus. Doesn't matter. I want to see how much this guy can play on Saturday versus, was it Friday? Friday or Saturday?
I am not prepared to answer your questions with that today. I knew you were going to ask me that, and I was trying to look it up, and I should know that. But
it's so confusing. I think
it's going to be Saturday night.
Saturday night. Okay, there we go.
Hey,
I want to see him play a half. I got to see him play a half of football.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to see that, but I would agree with you. That's what I would like to see, but I don't think that's what is going to happen. What's interesting to me is apparently yesterday, they did practice yesterday. Sunday morning, Brian Callahan had a, non-FCC compliant tirade at the offense. And I don't have any problem with a head coach.
Not at all.
Getting in the grill of his team if they're not performing, because quite frankly, everything I've really seen to this point, the offense hasn't looked that good. And the quarterback has looked very much like a rookie. You know, you're in a position where you pretty much have to start him. I mean, we all kind of thought that was going to be the case, but he's the first overall pick. Will Levis is out for the season. Not that it was ever a competition. I keep saying that. But Brandon Allen is your backup. And Cam Ward hadn't looked that good. That's practice.
So play him. Play him Saturday.
Sure, I agree. But what are your thoughts on the fact that Brian Callahan has gotten to this point where he's just flown off the handle, rightfully so, and basically gave it to his team yesterday?
I think it's fine. I got no problem with that. I think we need to see more of that if it's genuine. If it's not this built up. Someone said, the whole thing, him getting upset was fake and all that. If it's genuine that you're upset, like when Will Levis threw the interception last year, or what he did in Chicago, when Callahan was so upset, that's fine. I told you this, if the coach is not climbing your tail in practice, then there's something wrong, especially during camp. I had so many coaches say, look, if I stop talking to you during camp, then you need to start worrying. So this is great for the Titans. Look, that's not a good football team. We know this. And is Callahan a lame duck kind of guy? I kind of think he is. So go out, coach your tail off and see what you can do. But I just think you got to throw everything in the kitchen sink. Go at it, have fun, put Cam out there and play. And if you got to yell and scream, get your team going, I'm fine with that.
I'm going to say that because you have – I mean, you let's just call it what it is. I don't think you've been that impressed with Brian Callahan since the beginning.
Correct.
Like he lost you last year when he didn't throw Jeffrey Simmons out of practice.
I wasn't sold when he got hired anyway because he's never done anything as far as
never call plays, all that stuff. So you sit here and call this a lame duck. You're not the only one. A lot of people are calling this a lame duck season. My thing is that, and I don't know if you're not actively rooting for that, but like anyone that is actively rooting or thinks that, well, whatever, he's not going to be here next year. Do you guys see how bad of a trend that is? You just spent the number 1 overall pick on a quarterback that you want to develop. Look at Marcus Mariota. Ken Wisenhunt was supposed to be this quarterback guru, turned out to be an a-hole, was the worst coach in franchise history. He gets fired halfway through the second year, first year of Marcus Mariota. Malarkey comes in, salvages something. Luckily, there was some familiarity there. But, I mean, don't you think that kind of set Mariota back a little bit?
No. Did you go and see how Ken Wisenhunt ran practice?
I understand. I understand that.
No.
But I just worry about – now, look, again – and I've done a bunch of different shows in different cities and doing previews, and they all ask the same question about Callahan. And I'm like, if the quarterback develops, he will still be here. Regardless. Now, if they go 0-16, then maybe not, or 0-17. But if they win 5 or 6 games and the quarterback is showing signs of development, he will be back. That is
God, I
that's a fact.
Out here the day people content with winning 5 games.
I'm not content with it. I'm just telling you how this is going to go. That's building towards where you want to go.
Maybe next year we'll win 6, and then now we'll get 7, and then hey, look, man,
you don't turn things. I mean, some do.
Why not? If it's not working, it's not working. But that's a whole hypothetical of like, is it going to happen? Is it going to turn out right? I don't know. But if you're not playing these preseason games and getting better and showing what you could do and making those mistakes and going forward from that, then why play preseason games? I don't understand it. Joint practices are great.
Yeah.
But you're not leading the team out of the tunnel. You're not coming off the side after a punt. You're not going to the sideline after you've gone 3 and out. Those are things that you need to do and need to work on. There's other stuff like 2 words I hate more than anything else, mental reps.
Oh, I know.
I hate the words mental reps because it means I can mental rep all day long how I can lead the Titans down the field and score. I can do that too. But can I physically get out there and do it?
My mental reps are my business.
Right.
I don't want to.
Can I get out there and do that? I can't do that. So I don't know why we try to reinvent the wheel every training camp. There's a bad football team. They're going to get better. They're 0-0 right now, like every other team in the league. Who says he can't go to Denver and beat them? We don't know that. For them to say all this.
I will say that. Right now, dude, this team is not good.
You're seeing them going against each other on a 7-on-7
Okay, that's
drill.
the only thing that I can see.
Never
Now let's watch joint practices this week in Tampa. Let's watch the preseason game if they play anybody.
Yeah.
And then we can reevaluate.
But
right now, everything that I have been able to see, the same things that you've been able to see, tell me this team is not a good football team.
It's not.
And we knew that going in.
So I know that. But September 7th at 3 o'clock our time, 2 o'clock in Denver, Mountain Time, we'll start seeing how this team can go. So they practice and learn. They go 3-0 in the preseason, great. They go 0-3, great. It doesn't matter as long as they get better. And so we'll see. That's the whole point about this. It's a lot of fun to talk about that, but he's got to play as much as he can. Throw everything at him. Let him play as much as he can.
And I agree with you on that. But there is something that is out there. Jeremy Fowler was watching the Titans, was here this weekend. There's something out there that kind of made me go, And we will discuss that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, we are now live 12 to 3, Monday through Friday here on 102.5 The Game. We're excited about our new lineup. DVD will be coming up next at 3 o'clock. But we're here for the same sports talk, fun that you have expected from us and have gotten the last 2 years from 9 to 11. Dr. Crane is along for the ride. Whether he wants to be or not, we basically told him he had to. And he cried a little bit, but no, I think he was excited. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
Seems like the first team offense has not really scored a lot of touchdowns in the red zone so far in camp in those periods. Is that an area of concern?
Concern, no. We've been in the high red zone a bunch. Haven't worked down to the low. We got more red zone work today, so actual focused red zone work where we're starting down inside the 12. But yeah, I would like to see more movement in the red zone in the periods that we've had. But we got a lot of work to do in the red zone in general. That's probably one of the harder areas. A lot of our early focus has been on third downs, which has been great. And now we'll shift into the red zone today and get some more work. But yeah, we got work to do there for sure.
That was Brian Callahan before practice yesterday, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Our new time slot, noon to 3. Couple of things there. I don't like that he talks before practice.
Bingo.
Thank you. I don't really understand that. And I don't know if they've given, maybe Paul knows. I don't know if they've given an explanation of why they do that. I don't like it. I wish that they didn't do that. Because like, you're going to talk about what you're going to do. I would have wanted to hear from him after practice yesterday. Like, hey, why were you giving it to the team?
Yeah.
Right. And he's still got that raw emotion and stuff. So I don't really understand that. And then what he was talking about of, well, we haven't really been in the low red zone. You don't think that's kind of a problem, Brian? I know it's practice, but like, yeah, that's kind of an issue.
We try to reinvent the training camp wheel every year. It goes through this.
Yeah.
And we see some great. I mean, there were some people that have come through training camp like, oh, this guy is going to be on the team. He's cut the first day they have cuts. I mean, so they know their starters, know the guy's going to get in there. And that's something else with the Callahan. Not talking the next day is just kind of like, oh, we're going to forget what happened on Tuesday. We're going to worry about Wednesday. It's just, I don't know. It's an odd setup, and I'm not sure what it goes like around the league like that. But, I mean, that's what he does. He's going to get asked the questions anyway that still go on. So I don't know if he's trying to avoid certain questions or talking about there. Maybe he has a chance, to seek. If Callahan spoke after practice and said, what about the defense? He doesn't see the defense. Doesn't see him. He's an offensive coach. He's not over there. That's like another problem with that. So I think it's why, like, all right, he's got a chance to see everything and talk to his coaches.
You wouldn't have a problem with that if he was Sean McVay. If he was if the team was good and he's running the offense, you and everybody else wouldn't have a problem with any of that if they were good. But they're not, and so it's natural.
Well, I wouldn't ask Sean McVay about, hey, how's the you're running a 3-4? How's the 2 deep on the 3-4 looking? He wouldn't know after practice.
But he should know.
He should.
He's the head coach. And even as an offensive coordinator, you need to know what a defense is doing.
Yeah. So I think he maybe defaults to Denard Wilson, lets him talk that way. I don't know. I think it's overwhelming to be a head coach, still calling plays and game planning.
Yeah.
What did Clark Lee tell us at SEC Media Days about being a defensive coordinator? There's a lot of things I had to get off my plate.
And that's why Jerry Kill was here and kind of could help him with some of the head coaching stuff on the offense.
Exactly right. You just kind of delegate a little bit. Now Clark is back to being a head coach, and now I've got a defensive coordinator there to run things, and it's easier. I don't mind you kind of dipping in, see what's going on here and there, but I just think it's overwhelming. We go back again. Remember the guy that Vrabel said coached the Bears game, preseason game 2 years ago? He's a DC now, Vrabel in New England.
Yep.
And they said, how was he? He's like, man, it was tough. I didn't know where the red flag was. I had a challenge flag up. So being a head coach is difficult. It's not easy. Then you put calling plays on top of that. Some people are built for it, some aren't. Right now, the return back from Brian Callahan, he's not.
So I was looking through. Jeremy Fowler was at Titans training camp, and he kind of wrote a piece about it and a couple of bullet points about what he saw. And there was one that caught my attention. It said, quote, while the Titans have been pleased with Brandon Allen's presence as the primary backup quarterback, they will monitor free agency or potential trades for veterans over the next month. Allen looked capable of handling QB2 duties from what I saw. He has been productive in camp. So you may read that and think, okay, maybe they're not sold on him being the backup. Or should we read between the lines and think maybe they need to go get an insurance policy? If Cam's not ready, which right now he's not ready.
He's nowhere near ready.
Like, is it detrimental to him to throw him out there?
Gosh, that's a great question.
And there's not a lot of good available unless, I'd have to go look at rosters to see if there's a backup. Like if Gardner Minshew became available, then okay.
Yeah.
Like I would take him for 2 games as a starter to give Cam a little more time than Brandon Allen. But
I'm sure it's a scenario they've put in the back of their mind, like, all right, what happens if he's not ready? If you go out and get a new quarterback, you got to learn the playbook, right? So time's a ticket. You bring a guy in the week before the Broncos game, that ain't working. So right. I think they're standing pat with what they got. I think they like Brandon Allen. Don't use the term. I hate the term. He's a game manager. I got hiccups like John Robinson does. Right now. Excuse me. I think game manager is such an awful thing to use, but I think they think Cam will be there. I think they'll be there ready to go. He's got another 4 weeks, 3 preseason games. There's a lot out there, and just go make plays, man, on the Denver with your legs. Go make play. That's a terrible game plan, but I want to see him in Denver.
That's such a political. Just go make plays. Just looking for them to go make plays, man. Just
use your legs.
You've broken my heart for so long. Just go out there and make plays.
But will you be deflated if he's not starting in Denver? I will. Hell, I'm not even a Titans fan.
No, actually,
I want him to do well.
My honest answer to that question is no. I wouldn't be, because I'm like, if he's not ready, don't throw him out there. How many times have coaches and teams and, or owners or whatever ruined a quarterback because, well, we took him first overall, so we got to throw him out there, and he's not ready. Like, I just, and especially, and I'm not saying that this is true for him. I'm just saying, like, in today's time where there's social media and there's, everybody has a show or everybody has a podcast talking about you, and don't give me this BS of, oh, I don't listen to the noise.
Peter Skoronsky said that.
Bull, you do listen to the noise. Like, everybody hears the noise because you know why? You may not see it, but mama or brother or daddy or somebody is going to see it and tell you about it. And then that's going to get in your head. That's what happens to Jeffrey Simmons.
Right.
I think people tell him about this stuff.
Well, let me tell you this.
And it's just like, don't, if he's not ready and you have another option, it's okay.
Everybody wants to know what's being said about him. Everybody
of course.
Does. So when they
guys I don't. I've heard enough of that.
When a guy tells about Skoronsky, no offense, I don't pay attention. I don't let. Yeah, you do. You watch TV, you see what's going on. We all do. So to say you don't is you're lying to us. You're lying to yourself. You want to know what's being said about you. Simmons saying, I don't pay attention. Well, why did you react the way you did last year? Because you saw what was being said and you didn't like it, which is fine. I mean, you got a problem. That's fine. That's up to you. We can't control life, but we can't control how we react to things. So that's fine. I got no problem with that. But at the same time, you're telling us that, I don't pay attention to anything. Yeah, you're lying. But with Cam Ward, I bet that guy just swallows up information, man. Just takes what's good, what's this, what's that, and likes it. I got a problem with that.
And he's a smart guy. I can tell. Like, he puts the work in. I think he's going to be very, very good. But again, and I know you don't want to hear this, and nobody else wants to hear this. It's not about. This team's not going to win the Super Bowl this year. They're not. They're not good enough. And you asked the question. That's fine.
Damn right I did.
But my thing is, in order to ever get back to that point, this quarterback has to work. And if you look at it and go, and everybody sits in a room and just says, the kid's not ready, and you figure out, you find somebody that can start the first couple games and you do that, then do it. They're not going to, but I'm just saying.
That's a rough thing, man. Let's just hope he's good to go and shows we can do against Tampa, Atlanta, and the Vikings. But Tampa's got a great defense. They've only got 1 day of joint practices with them, so we'll see what happens.
Gunner on our text line says, my only thing is, if he doesn't start, what does that do for the psyche of Cam Ward? Does that run down his confidence, make him feel like you don't believe in him? That's a fair point. But what does it do for the psyche of Cam Ward if you do start him and he throws 3 picks in his debut because he's just simply not ready? You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, you really are.
I think he'll be ready to go. I'm not worried about it. I think he'll be ready to go. And going out and grabbing another quarterback is not the answer, because you got to learn the playbook, and there's nobody really that good out there. So you got what you got, and go forward with this. Hell, anything can happen, man. We know this. And we always say, they start the season 0-0 together, but the fact that the Titans go out there, got the game at Denver, who knows what can, think about if they win that game. My goodness, man. That ruins Denver's season and sets the Titans on this great path. So we'll see. The best part is we get to see what happens.
By the way, Matthew in Nashville on the text line said, preach, Chase. So he agrees with me.
Oh,
so thank you. Thank you, Matthew.
Where are you preaching next time?
I don't know. We'll see.
Why don't you go down there to Jelly Roll's church? It's like a block away from us.
Is that where he went? By the way, Jelly Roll did a fantastic job at SummerSlam this weekend. He wrestled a match. I just heard somebody else. He wrestled a match Saturday night at SummerSlam and did a great job.
Take his shirt off?
He did not. They lost the match, but he did the moves, and like you could tell he'd been training. Like, he looked good.
Was he with
Randy Orton?
Randy Orton.
And then they fought Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, Nashville zone,
and got beat.
And they got beat. But but it's okay.
Okay,
it was good. People, here's what I love about you guys. Y'all know I like wrestling. I'll get, every time there's a big event, text will come in of like, hey, what'd you think? I thought 2 nights was too much, but it did give the matches more time. I thought John Cena wrestled the best match in the last 10 years. Main event was really good. I thought overall it was good.
I didn't see much pub about it. Did I miss something?
There wasn't a ton of build. There just wasn't a ton of build, which was interesting.
Maybe push it back a week before the NFL kind of kicks in again. I don't know.
No, they needed to actually build to it. They just had so much other stuff going on that they didn't do it. 615-737-1025. What is our question of the day?
All right, our question today, we're in a new time slot. All right, we're now noon to 3. We're 9-11 forever, so we're like that brunch slot. So now we need to know, our great listeners out there, what is your favorite non-chain lunch spot? All right, now they could be based out of Middle Tennessee and have 5 different locations. That's fine, but a non-chain lunch spot, because this is all new for Dr. Crane, Chase, and myself. Noon to 3. We're curious where you're eating lunch, where you're listening to us. We want to know your favorite non-chain lunch spot. 615-737-1025. Let us know. We love hearing from you.
Amen to that. 615-737-1025. You can call or text. John McClain will join us at 2 o'clock. It's Chase and Big Joe. Our new time slot, 12 to 3. We'll get to your phones. Coming up next here on 1025 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. On this Monday, our new time slot, 12 to 3, 615-737-1025. So we're talking, our question of the day is,
your favorite non-chain lunch spot anywhere in Middle Tennessee. We'd love to hear what it is, because this is new for us, noon to 3, man. We don't know where you're eating lunch, because we love to come and eat your food if that's possible.
Yes, we would. We're broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. Let's go to the phones, and Bob wants to weigh in on the preseason right now. Bob, what's up?
Hey, guys, y'all talking about how much you think Cam might play in the preseason?
Yep.
I got a feeling he may play a little bit more than what you're thinking. The reason I say that is because you changed the practice on Friday to a padded practice, and with his little event yesterday, I don't think he's happy. So I think he wants to actually see him more than sit him.
I would hope so. Thanks for the call, Bob. Appreciate it. I would hope so. I mean, again, the only way I say this all the time, the only way you're going to learn how to do something is by doing it.
Or making mistakes.
Right.
You know,
right. But you know how you make mistakes? You're doing it. You're playing.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So, like, I don't want to live in this, well, he might get hurt.
Think about this. And it was one time talking about Joe DiMaggio. He failed like 68% of the time he went to the plate. Failed.
Yeah.
And so I know you look at baseball and football and basketball different, but I mean, so you're going to fail. And then so what you do is you just get better and learn not to do it again. I learned there's a linebacker who's creeping up on the right side. Maybe I should audible to the left side because I made the mistake before of going to the right side and he was there. There's things you could figure out and go, and Cam will work his way into that. He's been a successful quarterback at every stop. So now he's just got to do it again.
615-737-1025. Now we get into our question of the day with Lunch Spots. Bo wants to weigh in.
Yes.
Bo, what's up?
Hey, guys. Fatouche Cafe, off Charlotte Pike downtown. It's an exceptional Greek restaurant, and they were on Triple D. So you can go back and watch that episode.
Say it again. I'm sorry. What's it again? Fatouche. Okay, on Charlotte. Gotcha.
Cool. Thanks for the insight.
You had me at Triple D. Sorry. Sorry.
A lot of these coming in. Bruce wants to weigh in. Bruce, what's up?
Yeah. My favorite place is a Meat and Three, Bailey and Cato's Family Restaurant in Madison.
Bailey and Cato's. How long's that been around?
A long time. I've been in Nashville for about 12 years, and they were here long before I got here.
We love Meat and Threes. Bailey and Cato's. All right. Thank you, buddy.
All right.
Appreciate it.
I've never heard of that. I like that.
615-737-1025. You can text those in. 1483. Best local lunch spot. Las Palmas Mexican restaurant. The one on Charlotte is like my favorite.
It's
good. So good.
It's really good.
Byron says Pancake Pantry has a good cheeseburger, and I wouldn't necessarily classify Bakersfield as a chain, even though it kind of is.
We celebrated at Pancake Pantry. I mean, you and Dr. Crane did last November down there. Yep. Oh, our buddy Pete Weber was with us.
Fletcher says Back Alley Barbecue in Dixon.
Ooh, that sounds mysterious and good. Back Alley Barbecue. Shout out to Dixon.
Fido in Hillsborough Village. Here's one. Josh and Donaldson got to go with Cletus Hamburgers on Elm Hill Pike. Love y'all. Really like the show at noon. Thank you, Josh. I went to the Cletus in Bellevue yesterday for the first time with my mom. Fantastic.
Yeah, he's expanded, right?
Yeah.
That's the newest location.
Yeah. It was awesome. Really cool. Like kind of has an 80s, 90s vibe.
Nice. What did please tell me you bought your sweet mom? You bought lunch.
That's a personal question, but no, I did actually. It was for her birthday.
For her birthday. Good.
Yeah. So no, it was good. We had a good time.
That.
So that is certainly one to check out. So keep those coming. 615-737-1025. So what? Okay. So going back to the the Jeremy Fowler report that they might be looking around. And a texter also said, how big of a benefit is it for the Titans to have the number 1 waiver claim? I think that's huge because there are going to be good players that get cut simply because of a numbers game on other teams, and the Titans can then grab those if they want to. I can tell you this roster is going to look a lot different when they open the season than it does right now.
Yeah,
I think they're going to have a handful of guys that aren't on this team that are going to be playing for this team.
Well, I mean, they're always. I mean, even John Robinson told us, he's like, you're always looking, you're always trying to see who's out there, what's going, who gets cut, what's happening around the league, and you kind of figure things out. But I would say that as well. But I just don't. Now, let me ask you: do you get one claim and it goes to the other 31 teams and back around again?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. Probably. I guess so.
I just don't get some 1 year guy for a year who's been sitting out and who's. I mean, it's got to move your team forward. It's got to be something that can start immediately.
So let me ask you this. Would you sign, because another name that's kind of been out there is Preston Smith. Would you bring him in? Now, the last 2 years hadn't really been all that productive.
You start shaking your head before you answer the question.
He's had 4.5, or he's had 6.5 sacks. Last year he had 4.5 sacks. That's what it was. He split between Green Bay and Pittsburgh and had 4.5 sacks. The year before he had 8. The year before that 8.5. The year before that 9. Then 4. So I mean, it's been a while since he's been productive.
Why
but you need help? You need help with the pass rush.
Why can't these games you just try to maybe one of these young guys can step up? You got all these guys on your team. You brought them here for a reason. Let them go. Let them play in these preseason games and see what they got. See what you can do. That's all you can do now. That's all you can do now. Let these guys rush the passer and get out there and play. Maybe you'll find a diamond in the rough. Maybe that happens. These guys seem to know what they're doing. Borgonzi and Brinker and everybody else. I'd love it, man.
To this point, and it's very, very early in the tenure. I do feel like Borgonzi knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I think so.
I got to see how this draft class works out. I mean, obviously they haven't played a game yet since he's been here. I do like what I hear so far, or see so far.
Okay, better. Yeah. Because I like you. I don't like seeing you.
Yeah, well.
Right.
That's fine. But like going back to the question you asked, like, is this team that you put out there tomorrow good enough to win the Super Bowl? Chad laughed at you.
Yeah. And not with me, but
and Borgonzi kind of looked at you like, well, no bleep, Sherlock. It's not. Like, I mean, but he gave you the honest answer. That impressed me.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he could have BS'd his way out of that question. But he didn't.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you took over a team that was the worst team in football. Good news is the only way to go was up. And then so you brought a lot of guys in there. Maybe you'll find a diamond in the rough. Real quick, speaking of diamonds in the rough, what's my favorite sports talk show?
Robbie and Rex.
Robbie and Rex. Love that show. Joe Rex the other day said something that got me going in not a good way.
Okay.
He said that Micah Parsons is better than Javon Curse. On Joe Rex Road, creating waves. He's been off the air for nearly 4 hours. Nobody's had the impact Javon Curse had, and that's what I'm talking about. Nobody knew that was going to happen in 1999.
Why isn't this on our board? Like that
I don't know.
I mean, we would have.
Nobody saw Curse happening in 99. That's why I keep thinking maybe there's somebody on this Titans team not could do the same as Curse, but could surprise us and get to the passer and make some sacks and create some havoc and chaos. That could happen. I was there in that trailer in Bellevue, and they drafted Javon Curse. And we're all like, I don't know, man. I don't. Nobody had the impact that Curse had.
I mean,
that first year.
Parsons has had a pretty good impact with the Cowboys. It's a different era. All right, so Parsons has played 4 years. He's had 52.5 sacks.
Good Lord.
Through his first 4 years. Curse, got to do quick math here. 21.5.
7. Take the 4 out. Grab the 2 over.
I see. Now you've just screwed me up. So now when I do math, everyone. When I do math, everyone needs to shut up. Okay, that's how this works. Like
I went to FRA, man.
I went to FRA. He had 29
in 4 seasons. Was he hurt though?
In 2002, he only played 4 games.
Okay.
So I mean that's the thing to consider. Parsons last year played 13. So again, they both have battled injury in their 4th year.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to agree with Joe. I think Parsons.
I'm gonna stab you in the eyeball.
I think Parsons joined the list.
But the point being, maybe one guy comes out of nowhere and you're like, oh, yeah, we like this guy, an undrafted guy or 6th or 7th rounder. Just give him a chance to do it. And if not, then you move on. But give him the opportunity. Now, the player, you get the opportunity. Tom Brady talked about this. Are you ready when the opportunity comes? He says, was I ready when Drew Bledsoe got hurt? You damn right I was ready. I was ready to go. So are you ready to go when the opportunity happens? Maybe it goes, not to the impact of a Javon Curse, but at the same time, we'll see what happens. You got a couple of weeks to prove it and get it done against other team. Maybe somebody can emerge from that. Maybe somebody can.
615-737-1025. Let's get a couple of other lunch spots real quick. Jack wants to weigh in with his. Jack, what's up?
Congrats on your new time slot. I hope it's a big success for you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
My favorite place, it's a local chain actually out of Kentucky, Rafferty's.
Oh, Rafferty's is solid. They're in Hundred Oaks.
And make my absolute favorite bacon cheeseburger and fries cut from room temperature potatoes, not frozen. What a concept.
That's they're Bowling Green based, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they hear something Bowling Green. Hey, Bowling Green.
And as far as the Titans, I'm like Joe. I'm quietly encouraged by Mr. Borgonzi's moves. He signed up solid veterans for short-term contracts. Didn't bring in anybody that we got to wait for the stitches to come out or them to come off of out of the wheelchair to play 6 games in and then go right back out.
Right.
And I think the best thing that they can do is to please talk Miss Amy off the ledge and don't let her meddle, because as long as you keep putting your general managers and coaches in a blender year after year, you're going nowhere.
Love it.
That's a great call. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I can't disagree with that. And I kind of wonder if Borgonzi was like, look, I will take this job, but I need reassurance, and looked at Brinker like, you're going to keep her out of the way. Keep the owner out of the way.
Well, I would think so. If you had like, hey, let us do our job. You hired him, let him do the job.
Right. Exactly.
Still don't know what Brinker does, but
laughs at you. Kenny the mailman. Hello, Kenny. Welcome to your first call from noon to 3.
Absolutely. I have followed.
Oh, and we appreciate that.
Well, as I just got off the phone with my son, Jack, he works at Gabby's across from Fort Negley's, and both of y'all have the hookups. Come in and give him your name. It's a small place, but they decorate for the Titans, and it's pretty cool. They all take off one game a year and go to an away game as the Gabby's crew. So it's a neat place to work, and they put out a good product.
It's behind center, or was behind center field at Greer, right?
Yeah, and they really don't participate in the Hamburger of the Year contest, each year from Nashville, and yet a lot of times they finish second or third. So that's pretty good when you're not even in the contest and you're in the top 3.
So if we go over there and say, hey, Kenny the mailman said we can have a couple of burgers, they're not going to put like this hood over our face and shove us in the back of a car and we end up somewhere outside of some city in Kentucky, right? We're good?
Joe Dubin, if Kenny the mailman says it's so,
yes,
it's so.
Yes.
Just like Shibes Jewelry. That goes way back. Now, I'm going to give y'all a softball. Y'all moved to 12-3, and you've got a.
What's that?
I said y'all have moved.
I think we
12 to 3.
Did we lose Kenny?
No, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you broke up for a second.
I'm just saying, you're on a 1/3 more and a different time. Give us some reasons to listen to y'all, and y'all have a great day.
Awesome. Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate it. Our favorite, Kenny the
Hook
mailman.
up at Gabby's.
How about that? 615-737-1025. You can continue to answer our question of the day. It's on X. It's also on our text line, or you can call in your best local non-chain lunch spots, because now we're in the lunch hour. We need some good spots. So you can let us know. And also continuing on the Titans as well. 615-737-1025. We'll have more coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game on this Monday, now noon to 3. 3 hours of us. Did you hear that groan?
Yeah, it's like, what? I didn't sign up for this.
There was an event this weekend that I was really looking forward to. In fact, I almost went to it, but just had a lot going on, and so I couldn't get up there. And so Saturday night, I made the decision. Wasn't going to go out. I was going to stay home. I cooked dinner. I had SummerSlam on. I had the 3 TVs going. I was watching some of the Xfinity race or other things. UFC had a fight night, and I was going to sit back, eat my steak, and also watch the Speedway Classic at the Bristol Motor Speedway between my Atlanta Braves and the Cincinnati Reds. And Mother Nature just had other plans, and it just I felt bad for them because I know a lot of the people at Bristol,
right?
They have put a ton of time and energy into this. The field looked awesome. Like the whole setup was great. And kudos to Marcus Smith and his team for trying something. But my problem was you knew the weather wasn't going to cooperate. And I know baseball was like, well, these guys, flew in for the game or bust in for the game. There's no hotels. They're not going to stay here. We really need to get this in tonight. You knew you weren't going to. And when they started it, I mean, Atlanta had to scratch Strider. You made both teams burn a pitcher for not even a full inning.
Right.
And, people, I supposedly concessions and stuff, I think ran out of food. And I mean, it just turned out to be a disaster. And again, I mean, you gotta anticipate that it could happen.
Yeah.
But like that cell just sat there.
Can we stop doing this? Can we stop putting games in places they don't belong? I know it's cute. I don't want to see that again. I don't think it worked. The Speedway class. I don't think it worked. I don't like.
It didn't work because of the weather. It would have worked if it had been clear. It would have worked.
I think it's not a good setup.
So did you have a problem with the football game?
I thought it was kind of goofy. Yeah, I was not
We have 100,000 people there.
150,000 people
right
there. Okay. I mean, Britney Spears sells 25 million records. Does that mean she's good? No, right? So follow me on this.
Okay.
We have great baseball cathedrals. Great baseball cathedrals. Let's keep them there. We have great football stadiums. Let's keep them there. I'd rather see Tennessee play Virginia Tech at Neyland Stadium, not at Bristol Motor Speedway. I just like these stadiums are built and they're nice and they're great. Let's keep them there. I'm not a fan of putting these I'm just not. I just wasn't appealing to me. It just the whole thing.
And that's fine. I mean, they were
you're mad at me now.
I'm not mad at you. I just think you're wrong.
It's fine.
I disagree with you.
That's totally fine.
No, I think having the setup was fine. They were going to have I guess it was the largest attended baseball game in history. I mean, I've learned that everyone is just, if they want to complain about something, they're going to complain.
I'm not complaining about it. I just
Yeah,
wasn't a fan about it.
I mean, that's a complaint.
I didn't go. Was not going to go.
You're not going to make everybody happy. I thought it was
fine.
a good idea. They don't have to do it again next year. They probably won't. But okay, so baseball we will agree on this. I think baseball was the one sport that was so full of themselves, thinking that they were still America's favorite pastime, that was so oblivious that the world had passed them by, that they were antiquated and the games were slow and they took too long. And as much as I love baseball, had lost the fan, had lost the average fan. Right? Could we agree on that?
I agree.
All right. They finally got their head out of their you-know-what
language.
And I didn't say it.
I know.
And decided, okay, we need to speed up the game. Pitch clock, challenges, being able to use replay. There are different things that they added. And then they started doing fun events. Now, going to the Field of Dreams or playing a game in Williamsport, I think they maybe did one in Omaha too. But that
one in Birmingham,
right? Like that. Okay, those are baseball stadiums and baseball things. That's fine. But I have no problem with coming up with a new idea and seeing what happens. I learned long ago. I mean, I've always been the kind of you can try something, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I remember sitting down with Sean Henry one time and talking about hey, if you don't try new ideas, somebody else is going to, and they're going to pass you by. Some of our ideas crash and burn, i.e., the Pedal Tavern in the arena. That didn't go over too well.
God, the booze.
But you know what? Great. They tried something, and then kudos to them that they made fun of themselves that it was a bad idea.
Right.
And you move on. Maybe at the end of the day, this was a terrible idea to try a baseball game at a racetrack.
I'm just not a fan. I just, again, but that's fine. You want to go?
For a league that couldn't get out of their own way for so long and just wanted to be so traditionalists and we're not going to ever change and evolve and not try new things, I was glad to see them try something different.
Good. You can go back next year if they do it again. We have great cathedrals to baseball. Play the baseball games there. Go to the games. And this is another hot take that you probably won't like, but I don't care.
By the way, we don't call those we don't use that phrase.
Here's my opinion on something that you might not agree with. I think they are cute. They are fun. You go see them. But I think the Savannah Bananas have done something to Major League Baseball. It's okay to lose. It's okay to have fun and lose. And let's not
they do lose, right?
Huh?
They do lose.
I don't know. I'm saying Major League Baseball teams. Okay, it's okay if you lose, but you're having fun.
Oh, gotcha.
Let's not put Savannah Bananas with Major League Baseball. It's not the same. It's not the same, right?
No, it's supposed to be fun. It's like the Globetrotters.
It's right. So the home run, the All-Star game tonight, how'd they settle it? Was the home run derby afterwards or something? Stupid. Just baseball is baseball.
Well, I think All-Star games are dumb anyway.
Stop using that. Don't put the runner on second. All these ideas.
I got a ghost runner in second.
Not a fan of that. Keep them separate. The whole thing is going on. I think the Savannah Bananas are great. It's fun. They're selling out all across the world. Fantastic. But at the same time, it's not baseball. Stop looking as if it's baseball.
Wes in Clarksville said baseball on Bristol was as bad as them deciding to put dirt on Bristol. Yeah. Matthew in Nashville, the Bristol game was a good idea. It's unfortunate that the weather was as bad as it was Saturday night. I think. All right. Benjamin says, so are the Winter Classics not to your liking, Joe? NHL?
No,
because the NHL officials were at Bristol to check it out to potentially put a Winter Classic there.
No, from fans that go, you can't see anything. I just don't. I don't like it. I'd rather see them in Bridgestone Arena.
I can tell you this: if the NHL decided to put a Winter Classic at Bristol Motor Speedway, and it was the Predators and
who,
probably Carolina. I mean, that makes the most sense. You're getting those are the closest.
They ain't getting 100,000 there.
I think they would, because it's different. It's different. And honestly, I think the Winter Classics kind of gotten boring because they're using the same teams over and over again.
And there's a reason they're using the same teams over and over again.
Because of the original.
Do you think 100,000 people would go in January in Bristol to see that? Okay.
Yeah.
God bless you, man.
Wes wants to weigh in on our phone line on our question of the day, and Brian Callahan. Hello, Wes.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing today?
Oh, we're fantastic.
I heard your question of the day talking about some non-chain lunch spots. Joe, do you have any idea where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I think so, but let's hear it.
So there is a place that's based out of Birmingham called Hero Donuts. And a lot of people hear that name, they think, oh, it's just a donut shop. But, man, it's so much more than that. And they've got, anything from burgers to fried chicken sandwiches to donuts to, healthy power plates and stuff like that, man. They've got like 4 or 5 places out here in Birmingham, but they just opened up a place in Nashville, kind of on the outskirts of downtown by 4th Avenue. But, man, if y'all have not heard of that place, been to that place, I would highly advise you putting it on your calendar. It's that freaking good, and their menu changes with the season.
Huh.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just it's some of the best food that I've ever had. I think I've eaten there 3 times in the past 7 days, if that gives y'all any idea.
Heroes Donuts. Got it.
Good to know.
And as far as Callahan goes, man, I've said this a few times throughout the past couple of weeks, probably the last 6 or 8 weeks. I know he didn't have a great first season. There's not a whole lot of promise to look at him as far as a head coach coming out of his first year. But I think that as much as we're trying to build this team up, I think it's a huge setback if you let him go, regardless of really what happens at the end of this season. Unless he just does something stupid again, like let the fans call timeouts and call the plays and go for it on 4th down. But, you gotta live and you gotta learn. I think that first year was a lot of learning, including learning that Will Levis was not the guy. But I think that he should get at minimum 2 or 3 years with Ward and just put some work in, man. Just see what he can do. He's got a track record of working with a lot of really big name quarterbacks. And you've got somebody on your roster that could potentially be that. So I think you hurt the team more than help the team if you let him go after 2 or 3 years, especially after 1 year.
Preach. I agree with you 100%. Thanks for the call, Wes. We'll get back to the phone, 615-737-1025. Also, did you see over the weekend that apparently Vol's social media decided to put a quarterback in witness protection?
Yeah, this is great.
I thought that was kind of interesting. We'll discuss that and much more in hour number 2, our new time slot, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday. Our new time slot, noon to 3, every Monday through Friday. Excited for Jake Lyman as he launched Next Man Up today at Paul Kaharski with him. Teron Davenport will join him tomorrow. And, of course, Robbie and Rex Road remain where they are. And then DVD moves to afternoons. So looking forward to that. There's a little bit of breaking news, Joe, and I'm glad to see this. Pete Thamel putting out there on his X account from the NCAA's Dan Gavitt, quote, expanding the tournament fields in basketball is no longer being contemplated for the 2026 men's and women's basketball championships. However, the committees will continue conversations on whether to recommend expanding to 72 or 76 teams in advance of 2027. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Don't touch it. Leave it alone.
They're going to touch it. So
I know they're going to screw it up, but just leave it.
We all get in. Oh, you went 9-19. Well, come on and get in the tournament then to make you feel better. What an absolute joke. And I'm still mad about college football and their expansion, which I think is terrible. Just takes away from every Saturday and from how important the games are now. Basketball, everybody gets in. Complete garbage. You know that tournament one time was 16 teams?
Yeah. Look, I think 68, I guess is what it is now.
Fine.
It's fine.
Fine. Let's leave it like it is.
I liked it at 64, but you want to have the play-in games? Fine.
Yep.
That's fine.
I'm good with it, man.
Over the weekend, I laughed at this. So at Vol_football, the official X account for Tennessee football, that kind of went viral because they posted a video of defensive back Colton Hood coming down with an interception during a rep. Okay, you see that all the time, a defensive player making a good play.
That's right.
What was interesting is I guess Vols fans were trying to figure out who the quarterback was, and when they zoomed in, they realized that the quarterback had been blurred out in the video, so you couldn't tell who threw the interception.
All right.
Which I just laughed. I mean, like, the paranoia of these coaches, and Josh Heupel is just like all of them.
Do you think Heupel had anything to do with this? I don't.
I do.
I don't think he has time.
Do you think a social media manager is sitting there going like, "Well, let's blur out the quarterback"?
Yep.
I don't.
I think
that comes from above.
Took it upon himself to say, "Hey, let's block it out."
I'm
Joe, telling you,
you know how
coach is so busy that he's not going to waste time blurring out a quarterback.
But
when he can be asked about
they're
that.
such control freaks.
They all are. They all are. But that is a interception in practice. That is not that big of a deal. Did they blur Cam Ward out? No, it happens in practice. So I just think I think somebody took it upon themselves to do that. You know, social media people that work for teams, organizations,
I mean,
how they do things on their own.
Look,
you know,
some might take it upon themselves. I don't know. I just feel like college coaches are such control freaks and so paranoid about competitive advantage that they probably said, "Hey, they want to post this pick. Well, blur out the quarterback." I could totally see it.
Too many people around and see that stuff to figure out who the quarterback is. Now, if it comes in Heupel did do that, what the hell, man? You got bigger things to worry about. No receivers with experience on your football team. It's interception in practice. It happens all the time. All the time. So just I think it's a bunch of nothing that's now turned into a big thing because of what they've did. So stupid. So stupid.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. 1255 says it was the social media manager. Last year, people freaked when Nico was on camera throwing one, or were freaking when they thought Nico threw one or something. Okay, so I guess they've done this before.
I don't know. I'm telling you, man. There's so much going on to walk over and say, blur that out if you don't mind.
I've said this before. I would hate this for our jobs, especially in this month, like month of August. But if we just weren't allowed to see practices at all, like I mean, because we talk about the dumbest crap sometimes,
right?
Like Cam Ward just analyzing, like keeping stats in practice and analyze, like it's practice, like it's freaking practice.
Exactly, it's practice. That's it.
We talking about practice?
Not too high, not too low. Are you fighting your microphone over there? I love this.
I am. It's gone limp.
Hymns. Dr. Crane, get that hymn spot up again for the microphone.
Oh, 615-737-1025. A lot of calls during the lunch hour.
We're not used to this.
I know. We got one. Kyle wants to answer our question of the day. Kyle, what's up?
What's up, guys? Hey, I'm so pumped for your new time slot.
Thank you.
Nothing against Jared or anything or whatever, but thank you very much. I guess Cromwell and 1025. Baja Burrito on top of the lane is the best non-chain restaurant for lunch in Nashville.
Baja Burrito is a fantastic one, Kyle. Thank you. Thank you for the call and the kind words.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yep. Very good. Is this our Clay? Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time at noon to 3, we should have the Vandy fight song. We should have done that. We bring in Clay. Hello, Clay.
Boys, I thought it was appropriate for me to call in on the new time slot and get this thing started off right.
Well, we appreciate it, Clay.
I would love that, Chase. From now on, when I call in, give me some dynamite.
Okay. Well, Dr. Crane can make that happen. We can do that. So what's your lunch spot?
Phones, I didn't recognize. He is?
Yeah, that was Dr. Crane.
Okay. He just didn't have his normal
Hi, Clay.
with me. But anyway, when he figured out it was me. Now, what was the question of the day? I was going to respond to that. So.
Who is the most handsome Vandy fan? Our question of the day is, because it's a new time slot, we're at the lunchtime hour. What's your favorite non-chain lunch spot? Now, they can have 4 or 5 locations if they're in a Middle Tennessee kind of thing, but what's your favorite non-chain lunch spot?
I would say Martin's Barbecue.
Okay.
That's a solid
Is
one.
that considered a chain? Or
it's it's local. It's a local chain.
You can have a local chain. That's fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Big Joe, by the way, hope you had a great weekend, pal.
Thanks.
I'm actually downtown, and I've got and I'll get off here in a second, but I'm actually downtown, and I got a ticket for talking on my telephone. Luckily, now I'm at Exxon, and the cops can't see me. So, but one time, seriously, I dropped a customer off downtown, and I was on my telephone because the guy had left something in my car, and here comes a motorcycle cop with the blue light for talking on my cell phone.
Do you not have what's called Bluetooth?
I do, but I just didn't have it on Bluetooth. So,
how much was the ticket, Clay?
Best I remember, I think it was over $100.
Sorry.
No, that takes out of our donut fund, but that's okay.
Sorry, man.
All right, Clay. Appreciate the call, my man.
Boys, love the time slot.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bruce wanted to weigh in on the Titans that we were talking about earlier. Bruce, what's up?
Turning coaches. This isn't necessarily about politics.
We're going to put Bruce. We'll try and grab you. Your phone was breaking up. We'll try and grab you on the other side. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com.
I have a fun game for you and Dr. Crane when we come back.
Okay, we like that.
It is ranking and naming. This is from The Athletic. Chris Vanini had it, but ranking college football rivalry names. If you and Dr. Crane can figure these out. I'm not sure you can because there's some names on here I've never heard.
Okay, we'll do that. Plus, we'll get back to your phones as well. You can answer our question of the day. And anything that we're talking about, 615-737-1025 is Chasing Big Joe. We are presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel and excited to be here noon to 3 every day. Also, this isn't just a concert, it's a cause. Trinetics Rock the Cradle helps give fragile newborns a stronger start and keeps moms close when it matters most. With Tim McGraw live on stage and your support behind every beat, Ascension St. Thomas is turning music into healing. Tickets are on sale now at rockthecradlenashville.org. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday, now noon to 3. 3 hours of us that you have to deal with. John McClain will join us at the top of the next hour.
One time I actually wanted my hair to grow out. Like, I had a lot of hair, and I looked like George Michael. Hair only. I was that handsome. I mean, of course, I weighed 300 pounds. Looked like George Michael, just at the buffet. But it was still, that song got me going now. Thank you, Dr. Crane, for that. Now I feel
Little Wham. Little Wham on a Monday.
Like that. All right. So
you know what I love about Dr. Crane? He's handsome. But he's like, I think he's kind of like me. He's an old soul. Like, that's the kind of music, like, I feel like you're an 80s, 90s kind of guy.
Yeah, I hate a lot of the modern music. It's a lot of boring crap, to be honest with you.
I'm with you.
When I listen to music, I listen for enjoyment. I don't listen to crap, honestly.
Yeah. Good for you, pal.
I agree. All right. Yes, Joe.
All right. So we are talking about college football starts in 19 days, UT and Vandy and MTSU 26 days. So we're talking, great article Chris Vanini, The Athletic, has ranking college football rivalry names. And some of those I've never heard of. All right. So we're going to start, like, we know what the Egg Bowl is, right? The Egg Bowl is
Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
All right. Dr. Crane, you knew that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you know who plays in the Moonshine Throwdown?
Appalachian State and George Madison, JMU.
Great guess, but no. Kind of in the same group of 5.
Is App State one of the teams, though?
They're in another game, which is pretty good. The Moonshine Throwdown is between Marshall and Western Kentucky.
I never would have gotten that.
Never heard of that. Who plays? I love this name. Who plays in the Soul Bowl? Soul Bowl.
I have no idea.
Tulane and
that's a good guess.
Tulane and Memphis.
This is 2 great HBCU programs. Jackson State versus Alcorn.
Okay.
The Soul Bowl. The Farmageddon rivalry game. Farmageddon. Who plays in that? Both these schools are Power 4 schools.
Oh, I'm gonna say like Iowa, Nebraska.
So close, Dr. Crane.
I'm gonna go with Nebraska and Wisconsin.
Iowa State and Kansas State.
Okay, that's a good
one. Who plays in the Holy War?
Oh, I should know this. That's it's Catholic schools, right?
It is not.
It's not. Oregon State's a Civil War.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
The Holy War. Oh, is that like BYU Utah?
My man, BYU and Utah are in the Holy War. All right. I can't. They've got the thing so small here. That's what she said, that I can't tell what school it is. All right. The battle for the. Now this is number 3, according to Chris Vanini with The Athletic. The battle for the Bones rivalry game. The battle for the Bones. This is number 3. I've never heard. These are both group of 5 schools that are close to us.
Battle for the Bones. Close to us. Group of 5. Western Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky.
One school plays in this. I absolutely hate their coach.
UAB.
That's one. And the other one is
Memphis.
UAB and Memphis. I've never heard of the battle for the Bones
either.
It's number 3 on the list.
Number 3 on the list. I can't tell who number 1 is because I can't. All right, I'm trying to look. It's so small there. But let's see. It's called the Brawl of the Wild. And I think we're just going to throw it out. I think it's Montana versus Montana State. But they've made the icon so small. I've never heard of that. So it doesn't matter. All right, let's go on this one. All right. What is the Deeper Than Hate rivalry game? Deeper Than Hate. These are both group of 5 schools. One was mentioned earlier.
You got a guess?
I do not. I'm going to go with Notre Dame and Miami.
Well, it's a group of 5.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Sorry. I don't know.
Western. Well, no. 100 Miles of Hate's MTSU and Western.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. Eastern Kentucky and
Nope.
I don't know.
Appalachian State's one.
Oh.
And it looks like it's Georgia Southern in
okay.
that. All right, we got a few more. Don't go anywhere. Hold on this. The Backyard Brawl. Dr. Crane, you know this?
I should know this. I've heard it multiple times.
I should know this too.
This is number 24 on the list, which I think should be a lot higher.
Backyard Brawl. Is this Power 4?
These are, yes, sir. Yep.
Can we get a conference?
One's in the ACC and one's in the Big Ten.
I don't know.
Here's your clue. Major Harris used to be the quarterback of one of these teams.
I don't.
The other team was Dan Marino. West Virginia and Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
So these are names I've heard of. Number 21's third Saturday in October. We know what that is. We'll go down here. Rumble in the Rockies is number 18. I've never heard of this. We'll go. It's Colorado, Utah.
Colorado, Utah.
I've never heard of this, right? So I think some of these were made up. 100 Miles of Hate comes in at 15. Clean Old Fashioned Hate is the name of the Georgia Tech game. I've never heard that.
Yep, I've heard that one.
Have
before.
you?
Yeah.
Where have I been on that?
Yep.
And so all my friends are texting in. Thanks, guys. You're 30 seconds behind that do that. So number 1, Brawl the Wild. Number 2's Bedlam. Who's in Bedlam?
Oklahoma, Texas, is that right? Something like that?
No,
Oklahoma's one of them.
Oklahoma State.
Correct.
Yeah.
Battle for the Bones is 3rd. Holy War 4th. Iron Bowl 5th. Iron Bowl. Good Lord.
Ira was my grandfather.
The world's largest outdoor cocktail party 6. Deeper Than Hate 7. Farmageddon 8. The biggest little game in America, and again, I can't tell, the icons are so small, I can't tell that is. And the Soul Bowl comes in at number 2.
What was number 1?
Brawl the Wild. Montana. It's like Montana State. So that number 25 was the border war between Kansas and Missouri.
Let's get back to our question of the day, which is
please. It's our new time at lunchtime. What's your favorite?
I'll be approving these segments in the future.
It's on the damn board.
I can't read your damn writing.
I can't help it. That's I write like a doctor.
Like
CFB rivalry, and it looks like I don't know.
I feel like when Joe was in grade school, the teachers would look at his writing like, do we give him an F or do we give him an A? I'm confused.
Just get me through, right? Just shove me on.
And
through.
They just throw a C in there.
What's your favorite non-chain lunch spots? Now you listen to us at lunch hour. We got a lot of responses. Keep them coming. Your favorite non-chain lunch spot, 615-737-1025.
Let's go to Julio. Julio wants to answer our question of the day. What's up, Julio?
Hi, good afternoon. Congrats on a new time slot.
Thank you.
For me, it's Toots and Murfreesboro for their lunch special. Those buffalo tossed chicken strips are cheap and good. Also want to say that my favorite rivalry in college football, Battle of Shalala, of the Jewel Shalala, Notre Dame USC, and that Lincoln Riley is a coward for wanting to abandon it.
What, are they still playing?
This is the last year.
Oh
man.
It might be the last year for Lincoln Riley, too.
Yeah, that too. Awesome. Thanks for the call, Julio. Appreciate it. Let's go to Bruce. We'll try Bruce again. Bruce, maybe your phone's working a little bit better.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I just pulled into the parking lot at the airport. So I want to talk about the concept of the constant churning of coaches, not necessarily about Callahan specifically. I'm in my 60s, grew up in Western Pennsylvania, so I was a Steelers fan, and I went to Penn State. If you think of the last 60 years, you get 6 Super Bowls for the Steelers, 2 national championships for Penn State, and pretty much continued success that entire time frame for both programs. Matter of fact, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a pro and a college team in a state any more successful over the last 60 years. What do they have in common? They've both only had 3 coaches in my lifetime. Noel, Cowher, and Tomlin for the Steelers, all of whom won a Super Bowl. Paterno, O'Brien, and Franklin from Penn State. That's it. I don't think it's a coincidence that you have 60 years of pretty much success and without the constant churning of coaches.
That's a really good point, Bruce. Thank you.
That's actually a great point.
I mean, but if you were gonna, if you were going to start an NFL team from scratch and they said, hey, you can go and hang out with one franchise and learn from them, I mean, wouldn't most people say Pittsburgh?
I would think so. I mean,
they've done it the right way.
He just said, I mean, 3 coaches. I mean, Noel, Cower, and Tomlin. I mean, that's just mind-boggling. I mean, the Titans had Fisher for so long, but then they've had Munchak, Wisenup, Malarkey, Vrabel, Callahan. They've had 5 in 14 seasons.
But here's the other thing. So between Noel, Cower, Tomlin, they've each won 3 Super Bowls. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, hang on. I know Chuck Noll won 5. I guess
4. Yep. And then Cower won, and then Tomlin. So they've won 6.
Right. So 6 total.
Yep.
2 quarterbacks. Think about that.
Yeah.
Not only 3 head coaches, 2 quarterbacks.
You know, that's a great point. You know, it used to be you got 5 years, then you got 3. I think now, Chase, all you get is 2 years.
You may be lucky to get a year.
If Johnny Majors was coaching the day, look, he arrived in Tennessee in 77. They didn't win the SEC to 85. He'd be gone.
Yep.
They're not giving Johnny Majors all those years to do 79, 80, 81. They were pedestrian football team.
Well,
those days are gone.
But it's also, I mean, Heupel hadn't won the SEC.
But to go in the Orange Bowl.
Right. But I mean, he hasn't won they haven't played in Atlanta.
Yeah. I mean, there are exceptions, but
there's exceptions.
Progress.
There's exceptions because they're accepting of, well, you know, we can't get, I mean, you got all these other teams. I think
he rolled through on Butch and Pruitt. Now it's like, oh my God, just get us to a bowl game. All right, you go to the Mississippi Bowl.
Sure.
Next year, you go to the Orange Bowl. Then you go to the Outback. Then you're building things. It's all right, we're building something. We're trending upwards. It's fine. UT with Majors didn't do that. 77, 78, 70. They were very, very average. So now those days are gone. You're not getting the 5 years.
615-737-1025. It's Chase and Big Joe. We'll continue taking your calls for the question of the day and also continue this discussion because I will have a problem if something happens because you could have prevented it. And I'll tell you what I mean. Coming up next, broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing.
Dr. Crane, this segment's for you.
Broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service.
Hey guys, Big Joe here. You know, for the last 2 years, we've been on a mental health mission on the Chase and Big Joe show. We tell you that if you are struggling, please talk to someone. I'm telling you, talking to someone saved my life. And if you're in that dark place, I want you to know the help is around the corner. I'm so excited to announce we have partnered with Unity Psychiatric Care, a wonderful place here in Middle Tennessee for you to get well, and it works. Just do me a favor, go to thegamenashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe drop down, and there will be a link to Unity Psychiatric Care. So many of you guys have reached out to us for the last 2 years. We're so grateful for that. Now we have a true partner that cares about you. And listen, you do not have to go through it all alone. You can call 1-888-508-8002. Here's the number again, 1-888-508-8002, or go to unitypsych.com/Big Joe. unitypsych.com/Big Joe. Look, we love you and we need you here. Just go to thegamenashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe tab, and you'll see all the information you need for Unity Psychiatric Care information. Help is just around the corner. And listen, you do not have to go through all this alone.
Chasing Big Joe on this Monday, 102.5 The Game. Our new time slot, noon to 3. And because of that, America's favorite segment, Celebrity Birthdays and What Day Is It, will now be 1:45. We're not going to end the show with it like we used to, but we'll still do it at the end of the second hour.
It's so crazy how many people have. That's the most asked
Like, are you
question
guys still going to do that?
I've gotten. I'm like, no, that show will that segment will never go away.
Yeah.
So 1:45. So as David Letterman used to say, was it wake the kids and phone the neighbors?
Chasing Big Joe presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. They are, of course, on board with us. We'll be, I believe, at Bar Lines on Thursday. So that will be where we are. And looking forward to that. So everybody, you know, and I think it was Bruce, made the great call about the Steelers and the coaches thing. I think last year we could have all sat here and we could have made a really good case that, hey, it didn't work out with Brian Callahan. Maybe go ahead and move on after a year. Fair?
Yes, because you're not a great coach. B, you're a terrible record.
Yep.
C, you got a new GM coming.
Got a new GM, and so it makes sense to put those two together. So I get all that. But now I'm in the, unless it's just a complete disaster and he shows no signs of improvement as a coach, I think it's to the detriment of the organization if you do it after this year because of the quarterback. And my response and my question to them will be, if you really didn't think this was going to work, then why didn't you just go ahead and do it after the first year?
Let me ask you a simple question, Chase.
Okay.
Do you think it's going to work? Be honest.
Probably not.
Probably not.
No, I mean, probably no. Probably. I mean, I haven't really seen anything. I like him, but I just haven't really seen anything that makes me think, Now, I will say, and it's got to continue, but I think we did see Peter Skoronski maybe take some steps forward.
Okay.
And I think we did say, even though he's not here anymore, Dylan Radence takes some steps forward. Now we'll see what this new look offensive line can do. Can J.C. Latham improve losing weight and moving to the right side? I haven't seen quite the Hall of Fame offensive line guru out of Bill Callahan that I thought, but I think we can agree that they've shown a little bit of improvement. So, I mean, maybe there's that part, because you would lose him too. Like, if they fire him after week 5, you're losing both. Like, he's not going to stay on the staff if his son got fired. So you're losing both.
I think, and we go back that Patriots game with Vrabel. It's so important because we saw what Amy did, the knee jerk after the Eagles game.
Yep.
If they're 1-5 and Vrabel comes in and just punches him in the face at 1-6, that's going to drive her insane. And Brinker's going to have to say, look, you can't do this right now. And he's gone. And I think it's tough to coach with that over your shoulder. I felt bad for Brian Callahan. Yeah. I really think he's in a no-win situation. So why not go out there and have fun? Prove yourself that you can get it done and see what goes on out there. That's why I'm like, there's a lot of pressure on, but at the same time, there's really no pressure because nobody's expecting you to do anything. So go out there and get the job done and have fun and be different. Because right now, what I've seen, no, man, it's a long way to go. And you're right. They got to reset with Cam Ward if it doesn't work. And that's the last thing you need. I mean, look with Aikman when he came in 89. Jimmy was his coach for the first 4 or 5 years. Same way. How long was who was the coach at practice? Who's the coach for the Colts? Jim Mora.
You mean playoffs?
Playoffs, yeah. Sorry, playoffs.
You combine Allen Iverson and playoffs.
So you had a little continuity with these coaches going forward. And so the last thing, Cam Ward, he's out. His confidence is down and goes on. There's just so many questions with this football team that none of them are really able to be answered.
Okay, so I just put this on X. We talked about this to start the show. I think we both agree Cam Ward should play a half in the first preseason game.
Yes, absolutely.
He probably won't, but he should. I would play him in the next 2 games with the joint, because here's the other thing. Everybody's like, well, you'll see what you need to see in the joint practices.
No.
I want to see if he takes the things that he's learned from the joint practices against the same team and applies them in a game. That's what I want to see. So I want to see if he plays a full game of football in preseason between the first 2 games. I will be happy with that, and then you can sit him for the third one. But I want to see, and honestly, in the second game, I want to see him go through the half because I want to see what it's like coming out of the half.
Yes.
He needs to play with the offensive line. He needs to play with these receivers, especially the young receivers.
Preach, man.
Again, they're not going to do that, but that's what they need to do.
And plus, these games are on the road. So you coming out on the road. How you could do that?
That takes some pressure away because you don't have to worry about the home crowd and all that stuff.
I'm with you 100%. I just got to see more of him. And they know, man, there's some good coaches on that team. They know what to do with him and how it's going. And so we'll see. You've got a few days to right the ship a little bit, get things better, and go to Tampa with a game plan.
I will be curious of something too. So I'm doing a little boys trip this weekend, going up to Minneapolis. I think we're going to go. The Vikings play like at 2:00 during the day on Saturday. I think we're going to go for a little bit just because we all are curious about JJ McCarthy.
Who are they playing?
I want to say it might be the Steelers actually.
Oh.
Hang on.
While you look that up, I was going to add to the whole topic of Cam Ward.
It's Houston. They're playing Houston.
You might see John McClain.
I'll ask him. I doubt he's going, but we'll ask him.
Maybe he wants to have a beer with you Friday night.
But the Titans will see the Vikings in week 3 of the preseason here.
Yep.
So
what if McClain says, let's go chase some tail Friday in Minnesota?
I don't think his wife would like that too much, Joe.
Oh, it's all fun and games, man. It's all talk.
Talk radio 615-737-1025. Another thing, and we'll get into this with John, and we'll get into this in hour number 2. I have been asked all weekend, or hour number 3. I've been asked all weekend, should the Titans go after Micah Parsons or Terry McLaurin? And my answer to Terry McLaurin is no, because I get it. You need receiver help, but by the time you're good again, he's going to be past his prime.
Mm-hmm.
Parsons, that I'm interested in, even though Jerry's not going to trade him. They're going to get this done. It's all, a song and, a dog and pony show right now. If you were to acquire him and let's say give up next year's first round pick, which could be a top 5 pick, keep that in mind. All of a sudden that defensive front with Simmons and Sweat, and then you add Parsons, and then you're hoping that Femi Oladejo becomes what you hope he can be.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden we're having a little bit of a different conversation with the defense.
But is Amy Adams prepared to pay Micah Parsons and make him the highest paid non-quarterback in football?
Not no, not hell no, but bleep, no.
No, she's not. So we could want that all day. It ain't going to happen. Be great if it did. It's a game changer because I think you put him on that team, get the offense rolling a little bit, they could have a little success. Feels good, sounds good.
But do you agree if they were to even consider either one of them?
Absolutely.
Parsons over McLaurin.
I don't think I'm not sold on Terry McCormick, but I am on Micah Parsons.
I like Terry McCormick.
Great guy.
Hold on a second.
I don't think he can run it down and out. That's okay though.
No, Terry McLaurin might be able to.
Give me
Scary
Micah Parsons.
Terry.
Give me Micah Parsons. Now you got me all excited that oh man, somewhere, and maybe they could auto pen Amy's autograph, signature, and get him in here.
00474. Why would he come here? Number one, you would be trading for him.
Yep.
So he wouldn't really have a choice in the matter. And number two, if he gets his payday, I think he'd go play for the, whoever.
Jacksonville.
The Una Antioch Bears.
Watch your mouth on that. I think they'd play anywhere they're getting paid, man.
Yeah, right. I mean, and guess where he's going to play this year? Guess where he's going to get paid and where he's going to play this year?
Dallas Cowboy.
I want him.
He ain't going anywhere.
Michael Parsons is a good player.
He's not going. What was this thing this weekend?
And Jerry said, I don't want our fans to lose any sleep over this.
Don't lose any sleep. God, would it not be great to have that kind of owner here. So transparent, flies off the cuff, says
No.
whatever. It'd be great, man. Instead of hiding out in Houston for 3 years.
So if Amy Adams Strunk became like the female version of Jerry Jones, like we'd be.
I think people would love it. I think people would absolutely love it. The transparency in her would be great. Like she's like, hey, I'll be down at Aldine's Friday night for a Titans tailgate. Come on down. Everybody go down. We saw her in Kansas City out raising hell in the parking lot. People loved it. They love. I mean, she could be really beloved if she would just get herself out there and let the team get herself out there and be with the fans, and it'd be great.
It would be.
It ain't happening.
We'll see. 615-737-1025. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. But first, Dr. Crane, if you don't mind, I'm going to give something away. Is that cool with you? A 4-pack of tickets to see the Mexican national team face off against Korea Republic, South Korea, at Geodis Park on Tuesday, September 9th. 615-737-1025. First caller, just get to be the first one in there. We'll win a 4-pack of tickets to see Mexico and South Korea at Geodis Park on Tuesday, September 9th. Good luck with that. Celebrity birthdays. Coming up next, Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game on this Monday. Our new time slot, noon to 3. DVD coming up at 3, but John McClain will join us at the top of the next hour. But we wanted to kind of keep things a little normal. We always did What Day Is It and Celebrity Birthdays at the end of the second hour, so we're going to keep it there. Did we get a winner for our tickets?
Michael. Yeah.
Michael, congratulations to Michael. With that, let's get to What Day Is It and Celebrity Birthdays. It's brought to you by Jarrett Companies, Inc., Their commercial plumbing and HVAC divisions cover all of refrigeration, service, and maintenance needs. JarrettCompaniesInc.com, above and beyond industry standards.
All right. First, unless we have Assistance Dog Day. So if you got a dog, it might help with the assistance. Hooray for Kids Day is today. National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Always delicious
those
there.
are good.
National White Wine Day. Not a great thing to pair with as cookies. Let's see. Single Working Women's Day. Shout out to them women. And U.S. Coast Guard Day is today. So shout out to the Coast Guard.
The way you said that.
Shout out to the women, man.
Shout out to them women.
Yeah.
What about the Coast Guard keeping the coast safe, right?
Yeah, I went to grade school with the guy. His name is Jake. He's in the Coast Guard.
Is
Shout
he?
out to Jake. Yeah.
Be a fun little job, I think.
He
Coast
enjoys
Guard.
it.
Base me out of like Key West or Miami, and I'm good, man.
He actually is in Miami.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Maybe we have the same friend.
Miami.
Do we?
Yeah. Jake Wallman?
No, not Jake Wallman.
Okay.
No. Never mind.
All right. Go ahead. You're going to say something? Go ahead. That's okay. All right. Time for shout out to White Wine Day, right? That's good.
Like some white wine.
Zinfandel, baby.
Zinfandel. Watch out now. All right. Time for celebrity birthdays. You got to get these within 2 years on either side. Our first birthday, a quick story. I ran into this guy one night years ago. He was drunk at Tin Roof on Demumbering, and we hung out, and he bought me a whiskey sour. He had no idea who I was. He just wanted me to get away from him. Billy Bob Thornton. Today's Billy Bob Thornton's birthday. How old is he?
77.
81.
70.
Is he really?
And I bet
he looks 81.
And I bet he didn't weigh more than 100 pounds.
He's in Landman, isn't he?
He is in Landman.
Yeah. With Jerry Jones.
With Jerry Jones. Let's see, going down here a little bit. We doing okay today?
Yeah, we're great. How are you?
Former actress. Interesting. Meghan Markle. How old is and briefcase model on Deal or No Deal. It makes no mention of what she's doing now. Meghan Markle.
Forgive me. Which one is she married to? Harry?
Henry?
Harry.
I believe Harry.
Harry.
Yes. Harry.
I don't. Who's that?
William is the old. Yeah. Because Kate's married to. Okay.
Okay. Harry.
I think one of the. Just bear with me for a second.
Sure.
My mother is obsessed with the royal family, and I know so many people are. And I'm like, who gives a crap?
Don't you start on that, man.
Because
People love
like that. I mean, nothing again. We're cool with England and everything now, but like that's their business. I don't care over here about all of that. How old is she? She is 38.
42. I'd watch out with your tea next time you drink it, Chase. Those English people, they don't mess around.
44. Dr. Crane. Giving life advice and getting the birthday within 2.
I
Well
guess,
done.
whatever.
Well, who else we got here? I don't recognize any of these.
I don't know.
people.
It's your job to find those.
I'm looking. I'm like, I don't. All right, producer Michael Gelman from Live with Kelly and Ryan. He was on Reno. Regis by like Gelman. Producer Michael Gelman. You don't remember that?
I don't know what the hell that was, but 75.
69.
64. Nice. Actor Michael DeLuise. He was on Gilmore Girls, NYPD Blue. His dad was Dom DeLuise.
Yeah. 58.
60.
56. Chasers on the board at 1. Rapper Yo-Yo. Yep.
48.
55.
54. Dr. Crane knows his rappers. American Idol runner-up Crystal Bowersox.
What year did they run her up?
One of the years that American Idol was on the air.
So the last
2002
30.
to 25. Crystal Bowersox.
42.
48.
She's 40.
Oh, there we go.
We're tied at 2.
Lucky
there.
guess.
Actors Dylan and Cole Sprouse from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Weren't they his kids in Adam Sandler movie with Jon Stewart?
I think they were Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Yeah.
They were the kids in that.
So 30.
33.
33 exactly.
Wow.
Dr. Crane's at 4-2. Former President of the United States, Mr. Barack Obama. Today's his birthday.
Ooh. 65.
61.
64.
Okay.
It is now 4-3. All right, sports birthdays. John Riggins, running back, the Jets and the Redskins. John Riggins.
Say he's probably 70.
81.
76. Jerry Cooney, the boxer.
74.
70.
69. Dr.
Nice.
Crane's got the swoosh. He's up 5-3. Mary Decker, Olympic marathon runner. Used to be Mary Decker Slaney.
56.
59.
67. Roger Clemens, the Rocket.
58.
53.
63. Clyde Simmons, former TSU coach.
71.
64.
61. 5-3. We got 2 left. Oh, these are good. These are 2 race car drivers. Jeff Gordon.
56.
58.
54. Oh, it's 5-4, our last birthday. How old is Kurt Busch?
47.
44.
At the buzzer, one Charles McCabe. He is 47. Chase wins 6-5.
Boom. Thank you very
Man.
much. You get it. I mean, you get it into my wheelhouse.
Backs against the wall, and he rallies. Down 5-3, wins 6-5. Well done.
Yeah. I almost closed the show out. I'm
Yeah.
so used to it. Hour number 2 coming up next. We'll be joined by John McClain down in Houston, his new weekly time slot, 2:00 on Mondays. Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday. Our new time slot, noon to 3, every day. Excited about that. And every Monday at 2, we'll continue our conversations with the great John McClain, who joins us now. John, how the heck are you?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you?
We're doing fantastic. Just kind of been talking today about Brian Callahan. He kind of got into a profanity-filled tirade yesterday against his offense. They haven't looked very good through training camp. And what's interesting is this is not really, I mean, Brian Callahan is not that type of guy. Like, he's very mild-mannered. Vrabel, I mean, the F word was every other word, but Brian Callahan is not that way. So when a coach has to do that usually isn't that way, do you think the team receives the message?
Absolutely do. Reminds me of last year when Will Levis had those brain dead plays and he came out and spoke out and told the truth. And he was a young first-year coach. That kind of surprised me. But that endears him to the fans and the media and probably a lot of the players as well, because they were trying to figure him out last season. And when a coach is every other word is an F-bomb, they tend to go in one ear and out the other. That's the way it was here with Bill O'Brien. And some coaches are like that, and players understand it and they accept it. But when you've got a guy that doesn't, and he does, to me, if I'm a player, that gets my attention even more. Now, the problem is they've got a new quarterback. He's a rookie quarterback. They have new linemen, but it's not like they're starting over at some of the positions. And so I don't, maybe, they're a work in progress, and it starts with Ward, of course. But back to your question, I think it's good. You don't want a coach being someone he's not. I've seen that too, where a coach should be one way. People would say, oh, he needs to be this way. Then he would try, and players would see right through it because it's phony BS. But we'll see if it has an effect on the offense. I'm just like here. Texans' offensive line, which was terrible last offseason, is all new except for one starter at a new position, and they're getting beat up every day in practice. And it shows with C.J. Stroud. Now, D'Amico Ryan's not the kind that's going to start throwing out F-bombs, but people here are frustrated that the offense is not better.
Jeremy Fowler from ESPN was here this weekend and kind of wrote a blog about what he saw with the Titans. And one thing he mentioned was that the Titans seem to be okay with what Brandon Allen's done as the backup to this point. But he mentions they'll monitor free agency or potential trades for veterans over the next month. Do you buy that would be just to try and upgrade the backup, or could you see that maybe they want to get an insurance policy just in case something happens with Cam Ward, or maybe they get to the point where they realize he just needs a little more time?
I think that since they will get all the first dubs on waiver players, there's going to be some quarterbacks waived. And maybe they trade a low pick for a guy that's third. I don't know. And Brandon Allen has started some games, but it just depends on what they think about him. And I think for sure they're going to be in the market for another one, because you don't want Allen. If say Ward gets hurt for 4 games, Brandon Allen can fill in. If Ward gets hurt for longer than that, they're going to go searching for a quarterback with more starting experience. And this is something that they won't want to hear, but it's something I always tell people. I told people here when the Texans are bad, okay, so what if they lose? They're going to get a higher draft pick, and they're not going anywhere this year. Titans are not going anywhere this year. So if things don't work out and they continue to lose, that's not what they want. But there's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, and that is our pick.
We're talking to John McClain on the Chasing Big Joe show. John, let's move over to the Micah Parsons saga, which is going with the Cowboys. You think Jerry Jones likes this? Because he seems to have it seems on the outset it doesn't bother him. The message, don't lose any sleep over this. I think he kind of enjoys this back and forth with guys that hold out.
I think you're right, Joe, and I think he's not losing any sleep over it. Jerry Jones doesn't care what people think about him. I don't think he cares about what his own players and coaches think. He's going to do his business the way he's always done it. And it's going to be to drive hard bargains with your top players who want to be paid the highest at their position. They eventually get it done. But if he had a problem and didn't like the verbal sparring, he wouldn't do it. He's the only owner that I've ever heard of who had a weekly show and then a post-game show. And where 99% of them have no shows. And, they're never boring as long as Jerry's got a controversy, which means they're never boring.
Exactly. So you think they get it done, right?
I think they get it done, yes.
And it's funny because I'm looking and I'm reading all day like the Carolina Panthers are willing to give up everything to get Micah Parsons. And I think if Jerry and Micah Parsons can't come to a deal, why not trade him to one of the worst teams in football? I think that'd be hilarious on my end, but I'm not a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, well, on the other hand, there's no guarantee you're going to get a pass rusher to do what he does. And one of the problems Jerry has is he likes to talk to the player and not the agent so much. Maybe if he talked to the agent, David Mulligetta, this already would have been done. It all gets run by the agent. Agent signs off on it, but it's a peculiar and perplexing, if you're a Cowboys fan, way of doing business.
John, I saw something today. I don't have it in front of me, but it was about the 2018 Baltimore Ravens draft. I don't know if you saw this or not. It's now become the one draft class that's had the largest guaranteed signing of contracts, like defensive tackle Zach Zeeler's now with the Dolphins. But it just shows you, you've talked on this show for all we've had you these couple of years, how great the Ravens have done in drafting players. And this announcement, how that class, now some have moved on, obviously, how great the front office has been with the Ravens, and it proves true what you've been saying along. They've just drafted so well over the years.
John Harbaugh does a great job of coaching, but the personnel people bring in the players. He signs off on it. He has a big role in who they bring in. And their philosophy is if you get to a point where you can't pay them or don't want to pay them, let them walk. Get a third-round compensatory pick if possible. Make sure you do a good job with your compensatory picks, and that's been their formula for success. Now, whoever decided there and said, you know what, we need to trade back into the first round and consider taking this kid from Louisville, that turned out to be one of the all-time great moves to trade back in there and get Lamar Jackson. And I don't know if that started up at the top with Ozzie Newsome. Eric DeCosta, who replaced him as a GM, was his valued right-hand man, or John Harbaugh wanted to do it. Probably somebody had to suggest it, and everybody signed off on it. And if it hadn't worked out, it's at the bottom of the first round, it wasn't any big deal, but it turned out to be an incredible deal. And as you guys know, if you have your quarterback, and that quarterback's playing great, and should have won the MVP award last year because it was the best season of his career, but he lost it to Josh Allen, then you're going to be good and competitive and a contender for a long time. That stability in that organization and what you want, an owner who gives money and stays out of it, that is ideal for any professional sport.
Oh, absolutely. Only two of the guys remain with the Ravens. Of course, Lamar is there, but you actually, what stood out to me, John, is that two undrafted free agents in 2018 have guaranteed contracts right now in the NFL. That's just, they should be kind of the blueprint for other teams, like you just talked about, how well they scout, how well they draft.
Absolutely, it should be. And they lose coaches and they replace them with good coaches. And that coaching tree of John Harbaugh didn't get a lot of attention, like say Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan, but he should.
We'll have more with John McClain coming up next here on Chasing Big Joe. And, of course, John every week is presented by Maple Street Biscuits. Wake up to wow. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, continuing our conversation with John McClain, presented by Maple Street Biscuits. Wake up to wow. John, another guy in a contract dispute. Terry McLaurin, the fine receiver from Washington. Again, I kind of look at this the same way as I look at Micah Parsons. I think eventually they get it done. They know they got a young quarterback and a receiver that he can trust. But what's kind of your opinion on that situation?
The problem that they have with McLaurin, he's 30 years old. He's about to turn 30. And receivers are 30 on their third contract, don't get the big bucks. I saw Bill Barnwell have a great breakdown on ESPN last week about receivers like Mike Evans and great receivers who got a third contract, but it wasn't nearly as good as guys were getting on their second, and he's not going to get it. And at some point, he'll come in, I'm guessing, around 23 or 24 million, and they'll get that issue resolved, because if it was a different position, it'd be a different thing. But the fact that he means so much to Daniels, and Daniels has got so much confidence in him, they have got to get that deal done, and I believe they will.
As I kind of read, about other things going on in other training camps, the Rams are a team that I can't really figure out, like, if they got one more left in them of trying to be something, or if they're just not going to be that good. But one thing that is standing out, and if Rams fans should be concerned, is Matthew Stafford isn't practicing right now. How big of a concern do you think that is in Los Angeles?
Anytime somebody's got a back injury and they don't know exactly what it is, and it kind of you can take treatment all you want, you can get surgery, but backs, as someone who's had back surgery, no matter what you do, they're going to heal when they want to heal. And people here tell them, well, take your time, let him take off that first game against the Texans, bring him back for the second. You don't want to rush it. The fact is, he's been durable his entire career. He doesn't need this time. He's been in the same system, and they got a lot of talent. They're favored to win the West. They almost beat Philadelphia in the snow in Philadelphia last year, played better against the Eagles than any team. They got balance, running, receiving, and I think they're a legitimate contender. And I don't have a clue. I read everything I can about what's going on there, and it looks like Sean McVay, he doesn't know. Coaches don't know when a guy's going to come back from an injury.
Talking to John McClain on the Chasing Big Joe show. John, if you heard the interview we had with John Robinson last Thursday, we talked to him. It's the first time he's really spoken publicly about all that went on with the Titans out there. As baseball managers get 4 and 5, 6 jobs, right? Do NFL general managers, how often do they get a second chance, John?
Very seldom. And what you have to do is you have to get a job with another team and take it like assistant GM or head of player personnel, have your team do well, and then you get more interviews. And there's a lot of guys that thought they might get another chance. Charlie Casserly got one because he had been fired from Washington, and then he was out of work and had a chance. When the Texans got their franchise, they interviewed him, and he had a long time to talk to Bob McNair because he was unemployed. So he got his second general manager's job with the Texans, but it's just very unusual because owners hold it against GMs more than they hold it against coaches.
John, in your expert opinion, who is the best general manager in football right now?
Boy, it'd have to be, it's not necessarily the most important teams. Like people talk about John Lynch. He doesn't have final say. People talk about Brett Veach in Kansas City. He doesn't have final say. John Schneider, all those years with Pete Carroll had final say. So, and a lot of them, like Kyle Shanahan, has it in his contract. But when I see people say, and this is mainly national people, John Lynch did this, John Lynch did that, and he might have, but Kyle Shanahan had to sign off on it. So we were talking about Eric DeCosta from Baltimore. What team has been consistently better? And John Harbaugh has a big say, but DeCosta has final say. Say Sean Payton, he has final say. Bill Belichick had final say every year, but his first one, which was a losing record. So you can take teams that are consistently good and look and see the GMs that have the last word, like here, Nick Caserio has in his contract that he is in charge of all personnel, which means, and he works closely with D'Amico Ryans, tries to get the kind of players Ryans wants, tries to get the players, specific players Ryans wants, which isn't all possible. But I'm going with Costa.
I like that. John, the Titans travel to Tampa for a game with them next Saturday, preseason game. Probably won't see Baker Mayfield at all take the field. What can teams take away, or front offices take away from the maturity of a Baker Mayfield? Because look, the Bucs have signed him up now for another 3-year guaranteed $100 million, whatever it is. What's the story there with Baker Mayfield when you look at it with the 5,000-foot view of his kind of movement through the National Football League?
If you look at the seasons he had with the Browns, he took them to the playoffs. He beat Pittsburgh in the playoffs. He had a year where he threw for almost 4,000 yards. But they kept changing people on him, changing general managers, and owners were not very good. So then he has a cup of coffee in Carolina, L.A., and then he gets to a team that just the coaching, the offensive system, it just kind of fit. And a lot of it's probably him as well. He just kind of matured, grew up, and that maturity off the field helped him on the field. Now it looks like he'll be with the Bucs forever. Last year he threw 40 touchdown passes, Baker Mayfield. And so I think he is an example for any quarterback who struggles with one team or gets cut a couple of times, that what your career can become if you get with the right team, and that isn't always taking the most money.
John McClain is with us. I saw a piece that I guess Shedeur Sanders said he doesn't want Dion, his father, at training camp, doesn't want any distractions and any of that stuff. Do you think he's going to end up being the starter?
No, I don't think he's going to be the starter. And I think, he told Dion he didn't want him to come to camp, and I don't blame him. Dion comes. He's a distraction. Everybody's talking to Dion. What do you think about your son being a fifth-round pick? What do you think about him being fourth team? No, I think they took Dylan Gabriel for a reason, and they liked him better than Shedeur Sanders. So I think if somebody besides Flacco or Pickett starts, Gabriel get the first chance. But they may have a lot of turnover early in the season with their quarterbacks, because the truth is right now, none's very good. Flacco benched last year in Indy. Pickett's already bouncing around like a pinball. Maybe Pickett at some point could be like Baker Mayfield, because he was a first-round pick, and he's had some success, but people are kind of counting him out. But if it's the two rookies, I'm going with Gabriel. Doesn't mean Sanders won't start at some point, though. I just don't think it'll be any time as a rookie.
Is Pickett the kind of guy that maybe the Titans could be interested in, young enough that, is still developable, they could develop him, but also has some experience as a starter?
That's a great point. He might be ideal if he understood you're not going to be the starting quarterback. You're not going to be competing for the starting quarterback job, but you'll be playing if you get hurt, and we're going to pay you a little more money than you would get ordinarily to see if that works. Now, he might want to go somewhere where he's got a chance to start, and that would not be with the Titans.
No, it would not. John, appreciate it as always. We're excited to continue this with you and doing some Reaction Mondays coming up in the season.
Well, I look forward to it. Thank you very much. Where you go, I go.
We appreciate it. Thank you, John. John McClain joining us. Presented by Maple Street Biscuits. Wake up to wow. Okay.
Should ask him for some beers in Minnesota this weekend.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that. What if we like the what if game?
We love the what if game.
What if Kenny Pickett's the odd man out in Cleveland? Would you rather have him than Brandon Allen?
Nope. Not at all.
You explain why. Coming up next. Jason Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe 102.5 The Game on this Monday. Appreciate John McClain for joining us. We got our question of the day is your favorite lunch spots that are local, that are not chain.
Right.
I'm realizing I got to get used to this because I've been kind of eating during breaks. And
what are you eating?
I ordered some Chinese food earlier.
Didn't even ask us, Dr. Crane.
It's okay. I don't want an egg roll.
I'd love an egg roll. About 5 of them.
Well,
so you got to eat before the show, man.
Didn't have any time to do that because I had to meet some more and all that stuff. So
you'll figure out
I'll figure it out.
You're really good to go. Yeah.
It's all good. But
again, thanks for the responses. But your favorite non-chain lunch spot in Middle Tennessee, 615-737-1025. I mean, 30, 35 of those have come in that most of you have never heard of. So thank you for that. Keep them coming in here and let us know your favorite non-chain lunch spot.
Michael and Madison on our text line, driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com, says, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit hearing the words Kenny Pickett and Titans in the same sentence.
Thank you. Here's why it's not a good match. Who drafted Kenny Pickett?
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Where did he go then?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Where's he now?
Cleveland Browns.
So if they let him go, it ain't working out in 3 places. You think it's going to work out here in Nashville? No, it's not.
I mean,
it's not.
Sam Darnold was with the. I'm just giving you some examples. Sam Darnold was with the Jets and then went to the 49ers and then went to the Vikings. And now
wasn't he with the Panthers too for a while?
Panthers were in there.
Sam Darnold is a much better quarterback.
Baker Mayfield, who you were just talking about, started with the Browns, which, I mean, look, it's the Browns, then Carolina, and then finally ends up in and then the Rams, and then Tampa.
But you knew Baker had talent. You knew Sam Darnold had talent.
I'm look, I don't necessarily disagree with you.
Yeah,
I'm just simply asking the question, if you're a Titans fan, does Kenny Pickett give you a little more of an insurance policy than Brandon Allen? That's all I'm asking.
I say no, but I'd be shocked now if they got somebody and brought him in. The child, it's got to learn the playbook, learn the ins and outs, learn the players, learn the coaches. I think they like Brandon Allen if it comes to that.
Well, I'm just saying what Fowler's reporting, that they might look around and monitor things.
That guy, Fowler. I'd much rather read Paul Kaharski every day than a guy who
Paul is there
once a week.
Paul is there every day.
Yeah.
But I mean, Fowler's connected. That's how the insiders work.
Yeah, I know, but still, I just, like Malarkey, what did Malarkey tell Ian Rappaport that made Ian mad about?
I don't know.
Something when he was here, he gave him false information to see if he'd run with it. He ran with it. And Rappaport's like, that was so critical to my career. That was so bad and blah, blah. I'm like, whatever. I'd feed stuff all the time to see who's the leak. It's like a good spy thriller, man. Get it out there. Who's leaking information?
Well, Floyd used to do that.
Love it. I love that. Absolutely do that. But no, to go back, no Kenny Pickett. No. I mean, I just don't think he's not working anywhere else out.
Yeah.
Well,
fine.
But the Browns, the quarterback, I mean, they've got that crowded room. Flacco and Sanders and Gabriel and Pickett. And then there's somebody, they had 5 at one time.
Well, Watson's on IR.
Watson.
But yeah, I mean, they have 5 on the roster, technically.
Just a terrible, terrible signing. Just unbelievable, that guy.
I would say it I think it did set the franchise back.
But it's the Browns. If you picked one team who would have done that contract, it'd been the Browns.
Yeah.
They always do something that's like that. Like, what in the world that goes on there? So, I don't know. I think they're good now. Yeah, again, that's a good thing. We'll see, the joint practices Thursday with Tampa Bay. I don't know how much you read into the game on Saturday with Cam. If he's going to play a lot. I say he plays the half. Say he plays the half against the Falcons. If he's your guy, play him. And don't give me that he's tired. You got plenty of downtime. They're not practicing now. They're not practicing tomorrow. I mean, they're practicing in the morning, but there's down. It's not like you're practicing 18 hours a day. Guy's 22 years old. They got this.
615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. Adam in Portland says, Brandon Allen sucks so bad. His own family would be sick if he had to start. If that happens, the season is over. Cam has to stay on the field because once again, we have no hope with the roster as currently constructed. Adam feeling great right now. Adam, you're always so positive. What happened?
Right. I think his family's pretty happy that their relative's an NFL quarterback. I think they're fine with that.
Justin in Greenbrier says, I know this sounds fatalistic, but what if the Titans continue down this awful road and in the not too distant future, someone talks about them like the Browns? I think there's people already kind of putting the Titans in that category.
But I mean, that's generational with the Browns. The Browns were so good in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. That Jim Brown and just such a good football team. And then 70s hit, and their unfortunate thing was they were in the same division with the Steelers.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate. The Steelers just took off and dominated. 80s, they found their ground. They fumbled. Elway has the drive versus them. Ernest Biner fumbles going in for a game-winning touchdown that sends them to the Super Bowl. They're just mired in bad luck. There's franchises that are just like that. They are one of those. I mean, you can look at the Vikings. Vikings are always good. Never great, never bad. But they've lost in the 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
It's just one of those teams that's just you think they're never going to get past that hump. Unfortunate for the Vikings, had to battle the Packers, had to battle the Bears in their division. Lions were terrible in the 70s and 80s, so it didn't matter. But it just takes everything coming together. That's why it's so hard to win a Super Bowl. It is so hard to even get there, much less win it.
615-737-1025. Billy wants to weigh in and has a Browns comment. Hello, Billy.
Yes, I'm here to talk about all them garbage quarterbacks in Cleveland. Kenny Pickett need to go. Gabriel need to go. They just need to keep Shador and Flacco.
Okay.
Why is that?
Because Shador is the best quarterback on that roster. Because we know the rapist Deshaun Watson, they gonna get rid of him. The Shador need to play right up under Flacco. Let Flacco start when Flacco started messing up, because we know he is. Because I'm a Colts fan, we threw him away. We threw him away last year. So as soon as he started messing up, put Shador in.
I'm
Okay.
with you on that one.
Right. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
I'd love to see it. Love to see the young man become a star, because he went to the 5th round. Everybody's like,
Look,
he's falling.
I think it would be a tremendous story. And I mean, there's going to be a 30 for 30 on it if Shador Sanders goes from at one point in time being projected as the number 1 overall pick to then being still a 1st round pick to falling to the 5th round, and then somehow overcomes that and eventually becomes the starting quarterback and has a nice career. I mean, I'd love to see that. But there's clearly something that these scouts and these teams saw that they didn't like that ultimately moved him to the 5th round, whether it's ability, whether it's his dad, whether it's him, the cockiness, I don't know. But there's clearly something that made him fall that far.
Yep.
Now, the great redemption story would be if he can overcome that.
Yeah, and watch him go out and be a star. I mean, look, it's going to probably happen. The opportunity is going to be there for him. Let's see if he can do it. If he does, man, that's fantastic. Prove it on the field, baby. Prove it on the field and let it go and see what you could do. But it's funny, you bring up Kenny Pickett. He's on the NFL Network right now talking, and they're like, hey, this radio show in Nashville says you'd be a terrible fit in Nashville. Your reaction? I don't know. I'll probably end up playing for all 32 teams at some point.
So you'll find this interesting, kind of shifting gears. Heather Dinich put out this article on ESPN that according to the All-State playoff predictor that they have, that there are 32 teams, the most in the college football playoff era, with at least a 10% chance of reaching the playoff.
Oh, okay.
They come from the Power Four, the American, and the Mountain West. But how many of them can actually win the national title, it says? 4 or 5, according to Texas A&M coach Mike Elko. I'd say there's 8, says Alabama's Kalen DeBoer. And then here is the list. Texas is number 1. I think right now everybody's viewing Texas as probably the team to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, number 2. Can't really argue there of them making the playoffs. Ohio State, good so far. Feel that. Alabama at number 4, coming off a 9-4 season. You feel pretty good about Alabama.
They win the national championship.
Number 5, Jimmy Frank and the Penn State Nittany Lions. Think they're pretty good. Number 6, the Oregon Ducks. I don't know if Oregon gets the credit they deserve, but they're a very good team with Dan Lanning at the helm. Number 7, the Clemson Tigers. I think Clemson could be set to make a comeback.
I'm with you. I'm reading. I'm going down the list with
All right,
you.
so far, so good?
Yep.
Number 8, the Miami Hurricanes. Missed it last year. They shot themselves in the foot.
Make or break for
100%.
The coach.
For
what's his name? Cristobal.
Jeez. Number 9, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Yep.
I would say that's probably fine. And at number 10, coming off a 10-3 season last year, including a first-round appearance in the college football playoff, the Tennessee Volunteers.
Wow.
I'm surprised they're that high.
Wow. The coaches poll top 25 has Tennessee at 18.
Yeah.
So they got South Carolina at 13. I don't – it's all about Aguilar. If he's the guy, it can run that offense like Heupel needs him to. That defense is really good in Knoxville, folks. That offense has a long way to go, but that defense is going to keep them in every single game.
Do they need Boo Carter? Like, how much of a difference could he make? I don't know. I'm asking. I really don't know.
Huge. I mean, the guy's a great player, but I think he's a head case.
So ESPN Analytics, this is all based off their analytic model.
Nerds
has the Vols at 38.5% to make the playoffs, 2.3% to win the national title. And so it says, do you agree or disagree with ESPN Analytics? Heather Dennett says, I disagree. Quote, this is too high for the Vols, who returned just 39% of their offense from last season's playoff team, with former quarterback Nico Iamaleava at UCLA, running back Dylan Sampson, and the top 3 receivers from last season also gone. Toughest tests, October 18th at Alabama. Yes, the September 13th game against Georgia is probably a tougher opponent, but going to Tuscaloosa to face Bama could mean a second loss before November, and that's with Oklahoma and a trip to the swamp still looming. ESPN's FPI gives Alabama a 71.9% chance to win that game.
Yeah, I mean, it's right now. I mean, that's why I look at that like, all right, analytics, who gets injured, who goes on. I mean, you just don't know. Alabama's quarterback's unknown, but the rest of that damn team is really, really good. That's why I love this. It's all determined on the field at some point. I got no problem with that.
So number 11, real quick, Texas A&M.
Okay.
I think they're kind of on the rise.
But that schedule, man,
it
is
schedule's
so tough.
Yeah, they give them 34.3% to win, to make the playoff, 2.3% to win the title. Ole Miss, 30.7% to make it, 1.5% to win it all at 12. LSU. Now, LSU, I think they're going to be one to rise up. I don't know. I got a funny feeling about
opening
LSU.
game.
Yep.
At Clemson. By the way, go back up to Ole Miss, 8-4.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rough year.
14, Michigan. I don't know about that. Boise State at 15, Tulane. They seem to like Tulane.
That's a good team.
I think
That's
they
a
are
good
too.
Coach. It's a good program. That's a really good team.
Who's their coach now? Is it Chadwell's still at Coastal,
it's
right?
a Kentucky guy, and if you wouldn't have said that, I told you who it was. He's been mentioned as a new. If something happens at Stoop, he's taking over Kentucky. It's not Marmalade. That's Lady Marmalade.
Lady Marmalade.
The song.
Kansas State at 17, Auburn at 18, UNLV at 19. Dan Mullen.
Auburn at 18?
I know.
He's not done anything.
Then it's SMU at 20, USC at 21. I think he's out.
Yep.
South Carolina at 22, Oklahoma at 23, Arizona State 24, Florida at 25, Kansas at 26, BYU at 27, Virginia Tech at 28, Baylor at 29, Nebraska at 30, TCU at 31, and Texas Tech at 30.
Texas Tech, right? So they've spent so much money. That rich oil guy worth billions has got the NIL going. And South Carolina, right? We saw the Netflix documentary, part 1, about Beamer.
Yeah.
And those kids love. I know he's a little goofy. I know Robbie Stanley thinks he's goofy, and he is goofy, but he's got a little something there. And this could be a really pivotal year for South Carolina, for Shane Beamer, because all the momentum, and you have who is picked to be the number one quarterback in the SEC over Arch Manning. You got a good quarterback there. You got somewhat of a favorable schedule. Carolina could be, as Tim Brando says, who has me blocked on Twitter, that could be the fly in the ointment for a lot of things. I think South Carolina could be really good this year.
4657 says either Texas or Ohio State is going to fall out of that top 5 right after week 1. Hoping it's Ohio State. Hook them.
Yeah,
probably.
But, I mean, it's going to happen.
Who's Texas got week 1?
Ohio State.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So kudos. That's the big noon kickoff. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they're playing like that. Good. Go out. You got to be the best. You got to beat the best. And right there, that's a game out of the gate. What's going to happen?
David asked this question: is Texas number 1 because Manning is starting, or are they legit? I think that is the question. That is the question everybody's asking.
Yeah, I think it's
because is Manning legit? He hasn't been. He's going to get battle tested week 1.
I love it. And I'm sitting on this show and eat my words, but he's done nothing so far to show
I
me
can tell
he's
you right
the guy.
now, if they just destroy, if he just eats up Ohio State, I'm not gonna let you forget about it.
Please don't. But if Ohio State,
neither is his uncle.
Man, you know, talk about my nephew was going. I've never been to Columbus last year. It was a bad time for the Vols up there, but I said to Cooper, I said, we're going to rebound. What's better? Get me drunk doing Peyton Manning? That's like 80 times worse than that. So you'll see.
Yeah. 100%. We will come back, put a bow on day number 1, noon to 3. DVD is coming up next, making their afternoon debut. That's all ahead. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, the game on this Monday, our first noon to 3 show officially, and we appreciate all of you for participating and broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. And so, in honor of our first show, I know Dr. Crane has put together what are we calling this? Is this kind of like the recap, or
I guess you can call it the show recap or a freaky recap. I don't know. It could have its own. I don't know. That's the first thing that came to mind.
I see what. Okay, I see what's on your mind. That's
well,
fine.
you said Frasier F freaky. I don't know.
It's a family. Need we remind you every day? It's a family show.
We'll call it the Joe Dubin recap.
No. Don't use my name. God, I don't want any part of this.
Oh no. Okay, well, I don't know what to expect here, but here we go. Good stuff. Yes, it's a new day. Yes, it is. Chasing Big Joe, new time, new energy, same goofiness.
I hate the words mental reps.
He said I'm gonna have to agree with Joe. I think Parsons.
I'm gonna stab you in the eyeball.
I think Parsons joined the list.
Fatouche. Okay. And Charlotte. Gotcha.
Cool. Thanks for the insight.
You had me at triple D.
When I do math, everyone.
When
I do math, everyone needs to shut up. Okay, that's how this works. Like
I went to FRA, man.
I went to FRA. He had 29.
Who was the most handsome Vandy fan?
90s vibe.
Nice. What did? Please tell me you bought Sweet Mom. You bought lunch.
That's a personal question, but no, I did actually. It was for her birthday.
For her birthday. Good.
Yeah. Okay, very well done. Our first recap of the day.
Get a name for that? Get a sponsor? Possibly you.
Together at cromwellmedia.com. You can ask for Lance.
Yeah, ask for Lance.
Or Les. Or Sean.
A lot of moving parts back here. Sorry for the delay.
No, it was good.
Dude,
it was
you're
fine.
fine.
It was great.
I'm telling you.
So when I was producing our old morning show, we did that. We called it the Daily Rewind. Is what we called it. And we did it like every day. And it got to the point where it's probably why we're not. Derek, you're back there. You remember that. It's probably why we're not a morning show anymore. But it got to the point it was just all goofy, but it was fun.
It was. Then I thought we did it like, what did we learn? That was like, what did we learn? We did that. But I'm telling you, Dr. Crane, if something happened to Chase and you happen to die behind the thing, I told you, I call 911 and I leave. I just go home. I can't run that. I don't even attempt to run that. I just go home. All right. And then I'll see you at the hospital.
That was very well done, Dr. Crane.
Thank you.
Good job.
Appreciate it.
We bring in Adam Vingan now, a member, of course, of DVD, which is coming up next. That is now our afternoon show from 3 to 6. Adam, fresh off vacation. Nothing new going on here. But how are you, man? Looking forward to it.
I'm good. I'm looking forward to it as well. I got a little color, had a nice vacation with the family, but glad to be back with my 102.5 The Game family. I'm looking forward to roughly what time is that? Let's say 53. Okay, 7 minutes. Roughly 7 minutes. Looking forward to being reunited with Willie and Derek at our new time.
Where did you go?
We went to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, specifically Ocracoke Island. Highly recommend.
Isn't there a TV show, Netflix show about the Outer Banks?
Yeah.
There is. I have not watched it, but
don't lie to us.
No, I'm being completely honest.
Okay. Chase called this a handoff.
Okay.
So let's none of us fumble the ball.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
No. What do we expect today on the afternoon debut of DVD?
I was going to say, if it's going to be called the handoff, you do have an all-pro wide receiver.
Yeah, that could be good.
His hands a little bit. His hands a little bit more than mine in that situation. What do we have in store? Well, I believe it was William Shakespeare who once asked, to sit or not to sit? That is the question. Cam Ward, with the Titans offense struggling, with Cam Ward throwing picks in practice, a lot of Titans fans feel he may benefit from not starting right away. It's an interesting conversation because depending on which side you're on, there are plenty of examples as to, hey, it benefits a quarterback to sit, a young quarterback to sit.
Mm-hmm.
Then there are other examples of, hey, this quarterback started right away, no problem. So Willie, Derek, and I are going to dive into that. We're going to dive into the Titans offensive struggles. Teron Davenport will join us at 4:00. Looking forward to our old show at our new time.
Yep.
Let me ask you this, Adam.
Yes.
If you let your hair grow, would you look like Shakespeare eventually?
My hair grows up, not down.
So, Mr. Burns.
I had a mean fro in middle school. Let me tell you.
You should be Mr. Burns for Halloween. That would be awesome.
Oh, man.
So I get the question all the time.
Smithers.
If I let my hair grow out, I mean, it's awful. That's why I don't do it. If you let your hair grow out, what would you look like?
Bob Ross.
You have that much hair?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I
Then
just,
let it grow.
I mean, I have the hair. I like to point out that Willie, Derek, and we all have less hair on our head.
Yeah.
As my son says, I have tiny hair. I'm balding. I do have hair. I it's still up there. I just chose to be proactive and
Attaboy.
shave it off.
I like that.
We're
Yes.
looking forward to the show this afternoon.
We are as well. Can't wait to talk to you in roughly 5 minutes.
Yes. That is going to do it for us today, Big Joe.
It is. As we leave the show every day, look, the same message we tell you about. We're so honored to be partnered with Unity Psychiatric Care. Just go to their website, theGameNashville.com. Click on the Chase and Big Joe show. The drop down, you'll see the Unity Psychiatric Care link there. Please, we tell you all the time, please talk to someone. We are so honored that we have somebody with us now on this journey to help you feel better. So if you need something, please go there, unitypsych.com/Big Joe. We're there for you. Please talk to somebody. Look, it's a journey, right? We know the journey is full of bumpy roads, dark clouds, but it gets better. I tell you, it gets better. So hang in there. Know that we love you. More importantly, more than anything else in this world, God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD is next.